5 a.m. in the Timberhill Park. Mary Davidson jogs through the nature reserve to start her morning every day. It's lightly forested with some larger clearings and has waterfront access. A wonderful place to get some nice morning air. Mary turns a corner and heads to the top of the hill where she normally finishes her jog and gets a nice view before heading home and going to work. As she approaches the top, she trips on a root growing across the trail and stumbles forward onto the ground. She pushes herself up slightly from the ground. Seems like the park rangers have been slacking a lot late. Her thoughts are cut short as she sees the root extend over her hand on the ground. She quickly pulls back, only to see more coming at her quickly. She begins to let out a scream, but before she can, an almost tentacle-like root covers her mouth. She's quickly enveloped in this timber cocoon, and then nothing.
Balmung. Oh, hi. So, like, that's why I wasn't allowed to sign up for band camp again after that.
Oh my god, they just double KO'd.
I feel like I came in at a terrible time.
No, you came in at a great time.
Great time. Good time.
Okay.
The story. We're all good
I just saw
now.
a double KO up on stream.
Damn.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. Let's do your starting thing first, Wallace.
Okay.
Let me grab your thing, your character sheet here. So this move is
Connect the dot.
connect the dots. I can throw this over into stream, I'm pretty sure. If I press...
Don't you have to be
Send
able to
details
count
to
to do
chat.
connect the dot?
There we go. Oh, I did it like 3
Yeah.
times. There we go.
But I'm RPing as a character who can count, so.
No, that's
Okay, so give us our first sharp roll of the game.
How do I do a sharp? God.
You press the
roll
dice
the-
next to connect the dots.
Or just on the side of the screen
dumb.
under sharp.
It's a sharp roll. Wait, input value.
It should just be 0. You don't have any pluses or minuses right now?
Oh, is that for holding?
Yeah, that's for holds or ongoing bonuses or whatever it may be. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh.
Wow.
All right.
Full success. Cool.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is
So,
a 14. Let's see. Spend your
hold 1 for 1 during the mystery dance. So I can ask any of these 3 questions at any point, or 3 of any of these questions at any point during the hunt?
yes. At any point during this hunt, you may ask one of these.
Okay, and I get 3. Cool.
Yep.
Damn.
All right.
Beginning of mystery, you look for the
Crazy.
wider patterns. Excellent. I'm not sure if there's any flavor you want to add to this, or if you were just at home before actually starting this hunt and getting called, already doing some research of your own.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. I picture Wallace was probably out and about in the wastes, like he usually is when he's not home, doing some research on something in particular that caught his eyes on while he was browsing the forums. When he gets a phone call from Candace, is the one who's in charge, right?
Yes.
He gets a phone call from Candace telling him to come in for his mission, and he begrudgingly says okay, hangs up, and trudges over back towards the field for the headquarters at Middle Tower.
Excelente. We open on Red, Mr. Sun, Steele, and Wallace at the front office of Middle Tower, ready to receive orders for their first mission. Candace pokes her head up from the back of the desk and puts some files on the table or on the desk and spreads them out. All right. 3 disappearances in the park have been reported in the last 2 days. Police are finding no traces of a kidnapping and can't figure out what the cause might be. We have reason to suspect it could be monster related and have been given the okay to take this job by officials. Nothing gives us reason to suspect this being more than a 2-star job, as all 3 of the disappearances seem to be taking place in Timberhill, so it is an isolated case, and there aren't that many casualties that fast yet. However, stay on your toes and don't let whatever or whoever is out there trip you up. Oh, yeah, and thanks to M, and she puts an extra file onto the table, we've also managed to find out that it's not just people this thing is after. Local animal watchers have informed us that there has been a sudden drop in wildlife in the park as well, in general. That's about as much information to start this off that I have for you all. Is there any questions going forward here?
We have no information on this monster that we're supposedly going to be facing.
Nope. That's what, for the most part, you guys are for, because pretty much everything that's encountered this monster so far has gone missing, we're assuming.
This is about the same amount of information that Wallace gives me normally, so...
I feel like I'm at least a little bit better.
Mr.
At
Sun's
least
going
I've
to
come-
go through the file really quick, and these are all missing people and animals. None of them are found. We don't have any cadaver photos.
No, we have no information on bodies. They are all simply missing.
So it could also just be a weirdo with a strange fetish and maybe not a monster. Got it.
Could be, but
You sound
not likely.
You sound like you're thinking of someone specific.
No, I just know people can be just as bad as monsters.
Quite the imagination, Mr. Sun.
Been doing this a long time.
Well,
Regardless, I think the best way to get started would be to go towards the Timberhill Park.
Of course.
We'll start.
Hunting we will go.
cool. Of course, if you guys need anything, me and Sarah are here, and we will be continuing to look things up, and we will notify you if any new information arises that you do not already have. So, yeah. Happy hunting, and let's hopefully make this a safe and quick one.
Ideally. Is this information meant to remain proprietary within Middle Tower?
No. I mean, obviously don't go spreading it around and make a big panic or anything. We should be trying to keep this somewhat quick, easy, covert, though last thing we want is panic throughout the city, but feel free to ask people if they've seen anything, so on and so forth.
Bold assumption to think I want to spread petty rumors, but okay.
I mean, it's not really what I said. It's not a rumor that there is something going on, but
Do we know any specific, like, victim? Perhaps their family or something like that?
What disappearances are we looking at?
The disappearance kind.
The ones that are not there anymore.
We know one for sure. Their name is Tommy May, and they are the son of a certain Monica May, who you may find at the park, still searching for her son. We have tried to get her to evacuate for her own safety, but she insists on looking herself. If you find her, keep an eye on her.
Will
Would have been
do.
nice to know that we would also be actively saving somebody's life.
I mean, again, there's going to be other people in the park as well. This isn't a super well-known thing, so
Do we know like what she looks like, or
long blonde hair. Couldn't really say what she was wearing since it's been she was one of the first reports that had come in. But I mean, I'm sure you will recognize her when you see her. She's not in the best of shape right now. Understandably so.
Is this
Gotcha.
is this like a hiking park, or is it a kind of like New York, whatever the name of their park is? Can't remember.
To sort of describe the area for y'all, it is a parts of it are lightly forested. So there's actual like I guess hiking trails and so on and so forth. It's somewhat man-made. At least was expanded, but for the most part, there are these big open clearings, especially by the waterfront, and then the hill itself, and the more towards the wall side of the hill is forested. So
Okay.
And Steele just looks down at Cairo, who is just kind of napping on the ground next to him. And he looks up and is like, and you said there were animal disappearances? What are we talking, like pets?
Pets, just natural wildlife, birds, squirrels, rabbits, that sort of thing. There has just been a lack of wildlife for the last 2 days, a suspicious lack of wildlife.
Well, I'm going to start by calling the authorities to have this park closed while we're there. Because it is a bad idea that anybody's pets and or people are roaming around when people are also just disappearing.
Yeah,
Have-
that's true.
Has Middle Tower made an attempt to contact the authorities of
Uh,
Lacrimosa?
yes, and they actually reached out to us first. And that was today that they actually reached out to us, and we started making plans for this. Again, this is a very spur of the moment sort of job, so I've been spending all morning getting things together for this. The authorities are aware of the situation, but may need a amount of convincing to actually close the park, since there is no there is an obvious threat, but for some reason they will not close it quite yet. So maybe calling them and doing some convincing probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Again, Middle Tower itself does not have a lot of authority. We still work under the power of the police, so we're operating with what we've got right now.
Well, I'll give them a call on the ride over then. If anybody wants a lift to the park, I got one spare seat on the shotgun, and anybody else can ride in the cage. And then Mr. Sun starts walking off.
In the cage.
In the cage.
Get in the jar.
Wallace kind of rolls his eyes at the name and follows behind.
Yeah, I'll follow as well. The best place to start is the park.
Yeah. Steele will just take his little motorbike over there.
And do you want to describe your truck for us, or your van?
The
Mr. Sun?
cage. It is, think like a work truck, like a Ford F-150. It's all black, and it has plates of black iron over pretty much all of it. And it has a roll cage for the front, which is just the the passenger seat and the driver's seat.
Mhm.
Has armored glass, and where the back, like the truck bed would be, is just a think like a U-Haul kind of trailer style, but the entire back of it is just a like person high box that is also armored without windows, and it has like two benches on each side, kind of like prison transport style. So you can still buckle in, but the inside is covered in dried blood and scratches, and the entire truck looks like it has seen war.
Jesus.
The monster hunting truck.
This truck would definitely survive an assault.
I sure hope so.
Not really react in any way.
Good thing to have.
I
Does
know.
Red want to be in the back of the truck?
I don't mind.
Wallace kind of looks over the truck, like gives it a one over, and then sort of glances in Mr. Sun's direction. Not really sure what to think of him anymore.
Also, keep in mind, anytime I'm in public, I'm like fully transformed into a human.
Yep. Well, he doesn't care who gets in the shotgun. So he just kind of gets in, turns it on with a loud roar of the engine, and waits for everybody to climb inside, and then start heading to the park before, I guess, attempting to give a call and use my... Where's that ability? Use my recognized authority at the cops to get
Cool,
that
cool,
park
cool.
closed.
First things first, I wanna, because a lot of us are new, or a lot of you are new to Monster of the Week, how the hunts are sort of split up is, there's different times of the day. There's morning, day, shadows, sunset, dusk, nightfall, midnight, and dawn. And the hunt will be considered failed if you don't solve things by dawn, essentially. So you get a full
Right.
24 hours to solve the case.
Okay.
So we would be in the morning segment right now, and essentially you guys, as far as investigating goes, you guys can take like a full segment to do whatever each one of you wants to do for investigating, and we just simply go from there. So
Devin, I just sent you a message with a question.
That is purely up to you if you want him with you all the time or not. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna treat it like that then, because I don't want to have to worry about transportation or anything for it. Basically. Shit.
Cool. So you all arrive at Timberhill Park, and early you're going to take the first little segment to make your call then?
Sure. Call the cops. assume I've done this before. I've definitely done this before. I asked to speak to. I name drop somebody. And I guess I'll wait for them to be available before I work on getting the park closed and make rolls, I guess.
Cool. You call them and they. Do you have a name for this particular
Informant,
Thor-
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Chat, give me a name.
Who's our go-to cop?
Who's our go-to cop?
Fuck ass.
Doug.
Fuck ass.
Doug is good. I
Doug,
like
fuck
Doug.
ass.
Gumshoe.
There's I mean, you get like 3 rings in, and Doug picks up, and he sounds a little tired. It's like, hello, this is Doug. How may I help you?
Hey, Doug, this is Mr. Sun. I'm hoping to call in a favor.
And what might that be, Mr. Sun?
Well, today we are going to be investigating the park downtown. What was the name of the park again?
Timberhill Park.
Timberhill Park. There's been some missing person reports, as well as animals and wildlife. And myself and a team of others from a new organization downtown will be looking into this. And just for the sake of safety of others, I would appreciate you and your team's help keeping people from coming in while we're working.
Yeah, we can probably do that for you. We were already sort of working on getting that set up with things starting to look worse. We just got another report in about a missing person. So we will be getting on that and consider the park no longer safe for visiting, at least until this case is solved. We could probably get it done in the next few hours, get people down there and get everybody out. So give us some time for that, but you will still be dealing with some civilians up until that point. Does that work for you?
That's fine. I'll send you a message in a minute with a description of the rest of the team I'm working with, just so your officers know who to look out for, and I'll also inform you of any findings we have.
Alrighty. Thanks for keeping us posted, Mr. Sun.
Alright, take care, Doug. Bye. Bidoo.
Ba-doop. Cool. What would anybody else like to do now that you are in the park?
I have a question.
Yes.
How does the passage of time work in regards to like how long each segment is?
So as far as like investigating a mystery and stuff like that, there is some. It all depends on the actions that you're doing. A lot of the time, investigating a mystery takes a little bit more time because it's sort of a thorough search. If we get into some sort of like combat or situation like that, roles aren't going to be taking up nearly as much time, as much in-game time. So there'll be more of that. But when we're just doing like basic investigating and stuff, things will go by fairly quickly. Like everybody gets, depending on the action, like 1 or 2 actions per time segment. So
Gotcha.
for that, by shadows, everybody will be completely evacuated from the park. So to put that into game terms for that situation that just happened. So
Okay.
Cool.
So, were we able to just do the like generic investigate a mystery type of stuff?
yeah, or if you've got anything else You can do that. Just tell me what you're going to investigate, like where you're going in the park. I've mentioned a few places. There's a hill, so if you're investigating like at the top of the hill, in the forested area, the waterfront, the clearings, if you're running up to people and talking to them, I need to know how you are investigating a mystery, and then I can sort of shape how you get information. So,
Okay. Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I want to look for Monica in particular. If anyone would like to join me with that.
It's a good idea.
I am going to go off to the wooded area near the wall and do some investigating there.
Let's make sure we buddy system this, guys. Nobody should really go off on their own right now. We have no idea what we're dealing with.
Fair enough. I'll join.
Does anyone have any means of making a lot of noise to alert the rest of us?
Only thing I got is my 9mm.
I have a gun.
I think I show like the side of my jacket.
I have a dog.
All right. You can make your dog howl on command, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be our cue. Red, I'll travel with you. Steele and Wallace, I guess, go check out the wall.
Naturally.
If you hear gunfire, you know what to do. Likewise, if we hear dog howl, we know what to do.
Wallace at the wall.
As it should be.
cool. And the party splits. So Mr. Sun and Red are looking for Monica then? It sounds like?
And if we bump into anybody else, I'll, like, flash him my badge. If that doesn't work, I'll flash him my gun and ask him to leave.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'll say you guys probably run into a few people as you're sort of wandering around. And they listen and head off. Thanks to your recognized authority. However, if you guys would like to roll investigate, actually, I'll say you do some exploring around. I'm not going to take this out of your hands, actually. Which one of those places that I suggested do you guys end up going to look for Monica?
Not sure.
So there was... Can we get a quick just name off of the main locations again?
There is the hill, the forested area, the waterfront, the clearings. Four sort of areas.
I don't think the hill or the clearing would be where a monster would be to begin with, which I think leaves us the forest or the water area. God, I hope not.
Forested area would probably be the best place to look.
Yeah, I agree, mainly because I don't want to deal with an aquatic monster.
So you're just leaving it up to hope.
Yeah. Hopes and dreams at this
We
point.
have a lot of things to hope.
All right. So you, the two of you wander into the forested area, and you actually do end up stumbling upon Monica. You hear her before you see her, and she is screaming or yelling for her boy, Tommy, and her voice is fairly raspy at this point, and you can tell she's been at this for a while, and as you approach her, you can see that she has not been successful up to this point. So, still no Tommy around.
As we approach, I'll say to Red, okay, let's put your conversationalist skills to test. This is all you.
Right. Well then, I'm going to calmly approach her and politely ask her, "Excuse me, are you Monica?"
Huh? Yes, and she looks shocked, that just to have somebody coming up to her, um, and is very much distressed, but,
I
just sort of smiles and it's like, yes, I am Monica. Yeah.
I put my hand up, be like, it's okay. We're here to help. I would like to ask you, where was the last place you saw your missing child?
Um, Tommy came here to the park to, take the dog out for a walk, and, I came with him, and we were in, the clearing, and he went off with the dog, and when I, went to follow them, I I lost them. Um, they could be anywhere. They got out of my sight around the clearing, and I have not seen them since.
All right.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, how long ago was this? And Mr. Sun's pulled out his notepad at this point.
This was, gosh, maybe like a day and a half ago.
All right.
It was, uh, sometime in the afternoon when, he went missing.
And she is obviously looks disheveled, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, when was the last time you ate?
Uh, mm, she just sort of looks off into the distance, sort of like away from you, not really wanting to answer the question.
It's okay, ma'am. I know what's happening is incredibly hard. We're here to help, but it would be best for you and your son for you to be healthy and alert for when we retrieve him. Is that okay?
Roll manipulate someone. So it would be a plus charm roll.
Okay. Let's see.
Woo! That is a full success. On a full success, they'll do it for the reason you gave them. If you ask too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. All right. I guess I should. I guess I should leave this to the professionals, huh? Just. And she. She reaches over, like, holds her hand out, asking for Mr. Sun's notepad just for a quick moment.
He blinks in confusion before realizing what's going on and handing it over.
She writes down her, like, a number to reach her, her, like, contact information, and hands it back. And it's like,
Hopefully she
let me
doesn't
know.
read. No.
Just let me know if. Let me know if you find him. And she walks back towards the exit to the park.
Once she's good and out of hearing, Mr. Sun will reach over and put a hand on Red's shoulder, and I give that a B. It would have been perfect if you didn't make a potentially empty promise and say that when we will retrieve the boy. It's best not to give people that kind of hope. You know the most likely scenario better than I.
I give a blank stare back to Mr. Sun. So it seems to me that we should be looking around the clearing around the afternoon, and I have a strategy in mind.
You mentioned everything I've written down so far. All right. I'm all ears.
So seems to me that this monster is more attracted to animals, possibly, than to humans. Perhaps if you and the rest of the party is nearby, while I am transformed into a fox, we could locate the said monster and alert the rest of the party.
You're willing to be bait for God knows what. Yeah. Higher ups would love this plan. All right.
I would imagine that everyone else is pretty nearby.
Yeah.
I'm confident in my survival instincts. If everything goes south, I can always leave a situation.
All right. Let's give it a go.
Cool. And we will jump over to the other team of two. So, Steele and Wallace. Where do you go and what do you want to do?
Since we see the other group headed towards the forested area, and you said it was the clearing, the hill, and the waterfront, right?
Yep.
We want to continue the trend of hoping it's not an aquatic monster and go to the hill.
I'm looking.
Oh,
I'm looking for
I
a,
will
what's it
say,
called?
no matter where you go, no matter where you go or what you do, you will get some information. That's generally how Monster of the Week works, unless you make a really batshit crazy call. So,
I
just
walk back to
keep
Mill
them in
Tower
mind.
to get information.
Yeah, exactly. So just keep in mind that there is no wrong answer. It'll just manipulate the kind of information that you get.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's a Duratotus.
I want to punch a fish, dude. I like to imagine that when we got there, Steele just kind of went off on his own because that's what he's used to. So I'm gonna say that I'm probably leading the way and that we went to the waterfront.
The waterfront is the
If-
forested area at the top of the hill, just for.
If you're looking at the map, the forested area is the most towards the wall, so it's at the bottom of it. With the very center of it being the hill, and also a little bit lighter as far as tree cover goes.
Okay.
But there's still tree cover on the hill, and then the clearing is at the top part, and then of course the waterfront is fairly clear as far as trees go as well. So
Okay. Noted.
yes.
All right. I will follow Steele to where he goes because I trust his instinct more.
Cool. All right. You guys show up on the waterfront. You can see there's a few docks. There's 4 docks that sort of jut out of the waterfront, and a whole lot of just rocky beach.
Okay. I am going to investigate a mystery to find out what sort of creature it is. And to do that, I imagine I just kind of beckon for Cairo to just kind of take the lead and kind of sniff around, do some investigating with the goal of him transmitting that information back to me.
Okay.
I will also.
Roll investigate a mystery then. And we'll see what you get from there.
Why is that not working?
Could I also be looking for any sort of tracks or anything the monster might have left behind around the waterfront?
Yes. Let's let Steele do the roll first, and then we will do yours as well.
I'm hitting
Okay.
the button next to investigate a mystery, and it's not doing anything.
I think it should be a sharp roll.
It should be.
That's not doing anything either.
It should pop open a window, a little thing.
Oh shit! Yes, it did. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that, and I had the window. Oh my god, there's so many windows open. Oh, no. Hold on. It's because I had my character sheet popped out, and the whole window was covering where that pop-up was. Okay, I'll move that over here. Investigate a mystery. And then just do sharp default. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Plus or minus forward, none.
I will also say that as a group, you guys do have a +1
Oh shit.
to investigate a mystery held. So it's a one-use thing, but because of somebody's downtime activity. So at any point, you can use that hold 1 for that. A 13. We roll high today. Let's go.
We're rolling big today.
Big mode. All right.
We're using it up for when we get to a harder hunt. We actually get low rolls and it becomes harder.
So on a success, you hold 2. You can ask from any of the questions here, and of course it's a hold, so you may choose to only ask one of these questions and then ask another one of these questions like a little bit later, as long as it sort of pertains to the waterfront.
Okay.
So you can ask one of the following questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
What sort of creature is it?
As Cairo sniffs around, he transmits back to you that whatever this thing might be, there is no other signs of like non-natural fur or scents around. There is, however, a scent of timber.
Interesting. Okay. I guess that kind of answers one of the other questions I was going to use. So maybe we'll do. What can it do?
Going to the part of the, like, going up shore from the waterfront, you walk up to, like, the sort of hill line or tree line that leads up there, and start doing some investigating around there while Cairo is sniffing around. And you notice some strange, it's almost like a molehill in the ground, and there is a grouping of like 5 of them around in a little circle, and the grass looks disturbed in the middle of it. That is what you find with what can it do.
That's all for Steele then.
Cool. Wallace, are you going to be using one of your holds for connect the dots, or are you going to be investigating a mystery, or is there something else that you're going to be doing?
I can't do both, right?
Pick one for now, and this is essentially how you guys are spending the rest of your morning.
Okay. Let me think. I think I'd like to use one of my holds for connect the dots and ask when and where the next critical event will occur.
That's a good one. um. Bu-bu-bu-bum.
God damn, that's a good ability.
Yeah, hold on.
Yes, it is.
Jeez.
And it really helps that he rolled a 10 as well, so he gets a
Yep.
lot of information from it.
I get 2 more of
All right.
these.
When and where will the next critical event occur?
Yeah, so I
Um,
imagine that would be the monster appearing, something like that.
Yeah, you while Steele is doing his searching, you leave him to that, and you whip out your Manatech phone and start doing some basic, like, looking around in your sources, and the policemen are starting to go into the park and start ushering people out of there. And they are currently doing a search in between search for people in between the forest and the hill. And that is what I'll give you for that.
Between the forest and the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's still morning, correct?
Yes, and if something may happen, you sort of intuitively know based on that it would happen somewhat soon, like within probably the next time segment. So.
Okay.
Cool. And that wraps up the morning for everybody. So now we move into the daytime. I would say like a few hours have passed. It's around, like, I would say you guys started at around 8, and it is around like what, 10, 11 o'clock right now, sort of like midday. So
Okay.
cool.
I'll call over to Steele to meet up with him and see what he's found.
Okay.
Take note of what he's found out through whatever Kairos has seen. We should probably go and try to meet back up with the other two to see what all they've found out.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's going to be much for us here anyway.
Yeah, I feel our search of the waterfront has been somewhat successful, and sort of start walking towards the forested area where we last saw them.
Mm-hmm.
Could probably reconnect there.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys reconnect in between the waterfront and the forest?
I imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So both groups meet up, and I'll say, like, you guys definitely exchange sort of the basics of what you discovered. What would you guys like to be your next moves, and you can sort of RP through that?
Well, from everything that I heard so far, it seems to me that the monster could probably be plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
If your
Yeah,
dog picked up a scent of timber.
I would say so. I mean, that could have just been a vision showing where it likes to hide, but we definitely know that it has the ability to go underground. And
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Time is it?
What'd you
Uh,
say?
What was that?
What time is it?
It's like I said, it's around like 10, 11 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so we gathered notes that it seems to hunt later in the day. At least from the person that we questioned.
Mm-hmm. And the police seem to be gathering around sort of close to where we are currently. So I imagine if something will happen, it will happen here. So we should be prepared.
You said that something may happen between the forest and the hill.
Correct.
It would probably be good for us to have groups to watch both of those places then.
Yes, I'll stay with Steele.
Yeah, we can post up in different spots and just kind of keep watch.
cool. So you guys are setting up sort of an active watch. Is this going to be all four of you, or is any of you going to be doing different things?
Red, would you like to do your idea that you proposed in the clearing?
Well, it's not afternoon yet.
Well,
Well, something's going to be happening.
I think we're
Better that it
gearing up to
happens.
go to afternoon.
Yeah, it's better that it happens to us instead of people wandering in trying to do their own investigation. I can't exactly tell the authorities to not be here.
I'd actually like to investigate sort of the hill area since we didn't look that over yet.
Okay, so you head up to the hill.
And I'm with Wallace.
Okay, so the two of you go up to the hill. So Early and Red, what are you two going to be doing?
I'm thinking right now.
Is the clearing between the hill and the water?
Think of it like think of it more like a diamond shape, or like a square, I guess, which with each corner being I guess it would be like the chrome symbol, more of, where the hill is in the middle, and then there's the waterfront, there's the clearing, and then there's the forested area on the bottom.
Oh.
So it's kind of a round
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
It rounds everything.
The hill is the best advantage point.
It was between the hell and the clearing that something's going to happen, I think.
Hill
Between
and
the
the
forest and the
Or the
forest.
forest.
I have it written down.
But the lady lost her kid
Around.
between the clearing and the forest.
Yeah.
She pretty much said she lost sight of them out of the clearing. So you can be for sure that it was not in the clearing where it happened.
I think our best bet would be to investigate more of the forest.
Cool. So do you want to
Personally.
do that then?
I'm going
Sure.
to stay in the forest line between the clearing and the forest and just kind of wait there.
Cool. So you're gonna stay where
So-
the thing might be happening, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, is there a place where Mr. Sun has eyesight on me, but no one else does?
Probably the forest.
Yeah,
Oh.
like inside the forest.
I'm sure you can find a spot in the forest to do that. Yeah.
Then, for when I investigate, I'm gonna transform into a fox so I can get the +1 towards
Okay.
investigating mystery.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Go for it.
And I'm going to, since I'm out of public eye in the forest, open my briefcase and assemble a grenade launcher and start loading it.
Actually assembles a grenade launcher.
In the middle of the forest.
What
That's
the
fine.
fuck?
So, what does plus or minus forward mean again?
So forward means the next roll that you do.
Okay,
So
so-
there's three determiners for like bonuses and penalties. There's forward, which is the next one. There is
So-
hold, which is you can hold it and use it whenever, and then there's ongoing, which is like a permanent thing until it is no longer viable.
Oh, if I put a 1 inside the input value, then that'll give me the +1 for investigating mystery.
Yes.
Okay, because it says you gain +1 forward.
Cool. So we'll let's start with Steele and Wallace real quick. I
Okay.
want to get their investigation done first. So you guys head to the hill?
Yep. And I will roll for investigate a mystery.
All right, give me a plus sharp.
11.
God damn.
Only dubs today. Let's go. I want to see
My
that
experience.
change.
My experience.
My goal is to never roll.
Well, if you want to attack something, that's gonna be a problem. Anywho's it's all right. That is a full success. You get 2 questions while investigating the hill from the list.
We asked what sort of creature and where did it go, right? Those are the 2 that Steele asked.
But remember, you can always ask the same question again, potentially, and get different information if you are in a different place.
We'd
So,
probably get better information now that we're in its zone.
feel free to re-ask questions if you want more on that topic.
I feel like we have a pretty good idea that it's probably burrowed underground, based on what we found. So,
May not hurt to ask what kind of creature it is again.
yeah. First, I want to ask, what can it do?
What can it do? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm finding some stuff real quick. Cool. What can it do? You're searching on the hill, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So as you are looking around, you notice something very off. You find another one of those things where it's like the mole holes. This time there's 6 of them instead of 5. And in the middle, you see half of the body of a of some kind of wildcat, like some kind of cougar. You find half of the body, and the reason why there is half of it is because it is the rest of it is in the ground. Like it was pulled down into the ground partway, and as you sort of clear the dirt and stuff around it, you can see that it has actually half of it is the other half of it is missing.
Ew.
Nasty.
Wallace kind of flinches back a little bit seeing that and takes note of what he's seen. And then for my second question, yeah, I guess I'll ask, where did it go again? Actually, wait. I feel like I want to ask what sort of creature it is again.
Okay. Around where you find that wildcat, something catches your eye. It was a small detail that you sort of overlooked, and there is looks like there was at least a small amount of a struggle, and you see a like the root of a tree that has been severed, that is on the ground next to it.
I fucking knew it.
Okay.
I need that repeated later.
I have it written down.
It is hard to determine like from what type of tree this is, but it is most definitely a tree root.
I'm fighting Maokai. Should have known.
Would you like to take this with you out of curiosity? Are you going to take it with you?
The tree root?
Yes. Just sort of anything here. Are you going to take it with you?
I'm definitely leaving the body there. I'm not touching that.
Okay.
But I will take the tree root.
Cool. And then Steele?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just looking at what all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pretty much just investigate a mystery for right now?
Unless you have any other moves, yeah, because read a bad situation is more, if you get any sort of sense that, like, you could be in danger, or if you are currently in danger, that is where you would roll read a bad situation, because that is, like, look for a nearest escape, look for something that might be wrong. That's sort of what that is for. So if you're currently feeling like you're in danger, you could roll read a bad situation. But for now, you are fine.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, experience.
Let's go. That's the first experience.
What was that? A roll? Oh, that was investigative mystery. Okay, cool. Yep, make sure to mark experience. You rolled a 6. As is the case in Monster of the Week, when you fail a roll, it gives me more moves. And I am going to take...
Steele goes to investigate and just gets fucking yanked underground.
I am going to take one of those moves.
Oh, great.
So you wander off a little bit more on your own, because you are used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
And and so while Wallace is looking at the body and sort of investigating that area, you wander off a little bit. Do you go up or down the hill?
The hill.
The hill?
Cody.
Up the hill.
Up the hill. Okay.
Did I
Down
get me
the
saying the hill?
The hell.
It only got the hill.
Oh, I said up the hill.
The hill.
You like to go up or down? Yes.
You like to go up
I
or
want to
down?
go on the hill.
Hill.
Okay. So you go up the hill on your own. You're not too far away from Wallace. I would say you're still within earshot. But as you're sort of up there and looking around, you trip, which is somewhat uncharacteristic for you considering your like martial arts prowess. And you trip and stumble forward onto the ground, and you look back and see that what you tripped on was a root. And then you feel the ground start to shake a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck. Oh shit, Scoop. Oh my god, I'm Shaggy.
And
Dog.
now we're gonna
Right.
jump over to Red. So Red. So you go fox mode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Big
Roll investigate a mystery for me and sort of describe what you're doing to search around.
All right. I am, for one thing, I am looking to see if there's anything under the leaves, like body parts or signs of struggle, stuff like that.
Okay. So roll investigate a mystery.
There you go.
And there it goes. We used up all our good rolls.
That is another 6. That is another failure. As you are sort of sniffing around the forest, you almost have a similar situation as to Steele, although because you are four-legged, it doesn't affect you as much. When you notice a root appear as you're sort of pacing through the woods, appear in front of your legs, and it makes you stumble forward a little bit, but you're able to catch yourself. And you notice the roots behind you moving. How far away are you from the where the hill meets the forest, would you say?
I would say not that far. Out of eyesight of most people, but not out of eyesight of Mr. Sun, who is at the edge of the edge of the hill.
Okay, cool. So here's where we get to Mr. Sun. As you are sort of, you have found a good spot to sort of perch while you are on the, sort of side of the hill, looking over the clearing. You see a few policemen sort of going through the forest, making sure everybody's out of the way. And you see one walk over towards the hill, and he trips and falls forward onto his hands and knees. You then see something a little disturbing. Roots start to sprout up from the ground around him and start to very quickly envelop him in a cocoon. What do you do?
Oh god. I'm gonna sling my rocket launcher, just because it's, or not rocket launcher, command launcher, because it's like on a strap, and I'm going to just start sprinting at them,
So you're just going to
God.
start running at them?
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my knife while I do it, and assuming I can get to them in time, I would like to use my combat trait, Leave No One Behind. And I'm knife in one hand, gun in the other. I'm just going to point the gun at the ground when I'm running. I'm gonna fire off 2 shots before strapping it again. So just 2 loud shots, just to alert the entirety of the party, and I'm gonna run to try to help out this unfortunate soul who is getting butterflied.
2 gunshots ring over the Timberhill Park. I would say that all of the party members definitely hear this, as well as the police in the area. And you roll. What are you using? Leave no one behind, correct?
Yeah, it's a sharp roll.
I will post this into the chat. So roll me a plus sharp.
I do not have any forward.
Oh
A
my
lot of
God.
6s.
Wow.
Oh baby, we got 666. This hunt is
Beast.
doomed.
We're just getting experience. It's fine. It's fine.
We're farming the experience.
we're
in the
sacking
first
it.
level.
Yeah, we're sacking the hunt for XP for later.
We're XP. Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
next round.
Little
You-
tower goes under on the first week.
You get there, but not soon enough. As soon as the roots envelop this man, you see them go down into the ground, and the root cocoon starts to sink downwards, and the dirt is replaced back on top, and it looks just like what Wallace and Steele described finding. It looks like there are a few mole holes and misplaced grass in the center, and not a trace of the policeman.
Don't forget the last part of that ability. On a miss, you fail to get them out, and you've attracted the hostile attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna quickly pull out my phone, and I'm gonna send a audio message to Doug saying, "Pull your team out of the park. We have a hostile monster. You have one of your men down."
Let's jump over to Steele and Red. As soon as you start Steele, you simply trip and you feel the ground shake, and then nothing happens. Red, something similar happens to you as well, except you start to see the roots come up around you, and then they retract back.
They retract.
Yes, they go back down into the ground.
Very interesting.
And I can't see them anymore, right?
Nope.
I'm going to use magic to do one thing that is beyond human limits
Okay.
and zoom out of the forest.
Cool. Roll me a
Weird.
Yeah, roll me a weird roll.
Hey, we got a
That-
success.
That is in 11. Let's go. We stay winning. So you get out. Where do you head? You head towards hill, waterfront.
I head towards the hill that where Mr. Sun was
Okay, cool.
originally.
So you blast out of the forest, and meet back up with a Mr. Sun, who is currently on a phone call with Doug. Let's run that phone call real quick. So phone picks up and, hello? This is, Doug again. Can
Doug,
I
it's
help you?
Doug, it's son. You got to pull your team out of the forest right now, or out of the park. You just had a guy taken down by the monster. I'm moving to track it right now, but the more people that are here, the more dangerous it's going to be. So I need your entire team gone.
Yes, I will. Okay, I will. Is everybody out of the park yet?
Doesn't matter. More people, the worse it is. Just get everybody out that is currently in that you can reach.
Roll manipulate someone.
I don't have charm.
Oh, Mr. Sun.
Harmless.
Fuck.
That is a mixed success. This is the first mixed success we've gotten this whole hunt. And that makes me
Let's
so
go.
happy.
Do
I
it,
like
but
mixed
only-
success.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna open this real quick. Hold on. What is on a 7 to 9? They'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show you mean it. If you ask too much, they will tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it. We can't just pull out our men if there's still civilians there. It's look, if you can manage to clear the park, then immediately let me know, and I will make sure all of my men get out of there. How about that?
Clear the park. Got it. Hang up the phone. Steady my grenade launcher. I'm just gonna loose some grenades in the field to set off some explosions.
Oh
my
god.
We're trying to build reputation, but I guess
Wow.
this is one way to do
I'm
it.
trying to save lives.
This is the quick and easy way to do it. Terrorism.
If it gets
all right.
the job done.
So considering the the scenery, I would say you're able to see like somewhere where you can launch a grenade and make a loud explosion without causing too terribly much damage to the environment, since
It's a park.
yeah, it's a fairly open park, so you definitely make a little crater.
Does he harm the monster?
To explain how these grenades work, they are concentrated mana. They're essentially mana crystals, which are set to detonate. And it doesn't make like a fiery explosion, but it is an explosion of force. And it pretty much breaks all of the brush and puts a crater into the ground, where it explodes. And of course, most importantly, it is extremely loud. And you can hear some commotion coming from the waterfront and the clearing, where there was probably the most people, and they are now somewhat panicking and leaving the park.
That's good.
Okay, Mr. Sun.
You
I
cannot
just realized-
guarantee they are all out, but you definitely did some work there.
Yeah, they just heard some gunshots followed by an explosion.
Yeah.
To imagine that Mr. Sun never hung up the phone. He just did that on the phone and was like, is that good enough for you?
Actually,
Really
I like the idea of you doing that. Like, all right, I'll do something for you. Boom.
Clear the park. Got
Hang
it.
up. And soon after that, you also see some of the policemen who are looking for people start heading out of the park. So, You were successful in your endeavor, and there is now significantly less people in the park currently.
Nice.
I would say this is starting to bring us a little bit closer towards shadows by this point. I would say after your guys' investigating and the quick things that just transpired, it has been a bit more time. So we're looking at around, I would say, does the group like go and meet up around where Mr. Sun
Yeah.
was again?
What happened to Steele?
That happens to Steele. Like I said, the
Nothing happened
Yeah.
after
They
I
retracted
tripped.
as well?
Yeah, they retracted as well. Like even more so than on your side.
yeah, the tentacles didn't even end up coming up or I guess not tentacle. The roots didn't even end up coming up until for Steele. So
Yeah,
I
Steel
did
just
feel
got-
the ground shake though, and then all of that shit happened afterwards. So I'm gonna say Steele just gets up and starts fucking booking it back to where we split up.
I definitely think we should all meet back up together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Okay.
you all meet up at the start of shadows with sort of your wits about you. Do you guys move to a safer place, like more towards the truck or like the entrance of the park? Just sort of clear the area so you can like talk about your next plan, essentially.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say around shadows, you guys end up around the truck. Do what you will. I'll let you RP through this.
So, I wanted to ask, hey, Steele, can I see the route that you took? Or was it Steele or Wallace?
I think it was Wallace.
Alright, Wallace, can I see the route that you have?
I hand it over and I explain the scene that I saw and where I got it from. So the 6 molehills and the half body of the cougar with the half underground missing.
Alright. I want to see if it's weak to fire, or if it's some kind of enchanted wood that isn't.
Okay.
So I want to.
I will also say, remember that you can also use Middle Tower as a resource, and you can always send things back to there if you want them to be like looked over. So
It's true. I could always just like cut off. We could like break off a piece.
I'm
That
sure
works.
we'll be able to find more too.
I have a unrelated question.
Yeah.
Is this one like hunt considered a mystery? So like these 3 holds I have for this is just for this hunt?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Just wanted
so
to
you-
double
So
check
you'd
that.
want to use them here. So
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll-
I would
I
like
will
to
wait.
tell you all what I saw as well, and I then explain the scene with the policeman being cocooned and buried.
Oh man.
It is my understanding that we are dealing with one of 2 things, just based off of your findings as well, Wallace. In this route, we are either dealing with a single tree somewhere in the forest that has a expansive web which it uses to hunt, or we are dealing with a collective of, I'm trying to think of a word that isn't shambling mounds, root monsters. But I'm thinking it's probably the former, especially if we all felt or saw something at roughly the same time. I would like to believe if all of us, or all 3, you, Steele, Red, and the policeman weren't attacked at the same time, that meant it acquired its focus on that one victim as a priority.
I would
And
agree because the ground started shaking under me after I had tripped, quote unquote.
but it didn't finish you.
No, nothing
Yeah.
happened. It got bored.
Also
That's one way to
similar
put
to
it.
me. Although
So-
I made my best chance to escape.
So it's also very likely there's a bunch of traps that are already set that it responds to.
Oh.
Foothold, stuff like that. Think typical tripwires. So what we are most likely looking for is a tree that is not normal to the others. And if this is anything like a carnivorous plant, it is actually likely the victims that have gone missing within the past 48 hours might still be alive, albeit slowly dying.
I find that slightly unlikely given what I found, but
Wait,
there
so
you can always hope.
what happened to the policeman? Was he
Cocooned-
just cocooned or was he dragged underground?
He was cocooned and dragged underground.
Okay.
I was barely not able to reach him in time.
If he was dragged underground, then I'm with Wallace on this one.
Um,
I have a
the
question.
policeman. Okay, go ahead.
It's could I possibly use the route that we have right now? Can I possibly use magic in order to detect what kind of tree that we're looking for?
Yeah. If you would like to use magic to do that, you could. There's a few different ways that you could use this piece of evidence to figure out that information. You could use magic. You could try to identify it yourselves in other ways. Like you suggested, burning it to see if it was like weak to that. You can also send it back to Middle Tower and you can get a guaranteed answer, although it will take some time. So it is up to you how you want to go about using this resource.
How many segments do we have left after Shadows?
There is Shadows, Sunset, Dusk, Nightfall, Midnight, Dawn.
So we have 5.
Decent amount.
And you are at the
Okay.
start of Shadows right now, so you have 6. There's 8, and you are 2 in.
We needed
We could probably afford to send it to Mill Tower then.
We also need eyes on top of the forest to try to spot a unique tree canopy.
Who would be best suited for that?
That's a good question. Could you see the entirety of the forest top from on top of the hill?
I would say yeah, I would say you would be able to.
Yeah.
Maybe like most of it, because there might be some tree cover, but I mean with some wandering around, I mean you could probably see the whole canopy. So, yeah.
Oh, then, if it's possible, could I go towards said hilltop and then use magic to give me the eyes of a hawk to like see clearly if there's any canopies that are different?
Yeah. You could do that.
Okay.
So
I think it's
that's,
best we all stick together from here on, by the way.
Yeah.
if-
I agree.
I mean, we would need one person to go send this to Mill Tower now. Like, is that right?
If we needed, is that how we would do it, Devin?
what? Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 people here who can do it like the quickest, and that would be Steele on his bike or Early in his truck. So
Yeah, I'll write it back.
Okay.
That is much slower than taking a truck. I'll drive it. You guys stay
I mean,
close.
he has like
It's a straight up like motorcycle.
Oh, it's
yeah.
a motorcycle. Then that is
Yeah.
faster.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, I'll do it.
Mine is a
I'm sorry. I'm
15,
like
but it's a motorcycle.
15-year-old's bike. It means bicycle.
No,
He has a
no,
motorbike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wild.
He goes zoom.
Okay. Then yeah, that sounds like the plan. And remember to keep your eyes on the ground, and don't step on or trip over any roots.
Yes, sir.
Stay safe, Steele.
I'll attempt it. And I just kind of grab the root, stuff it in my pocket, and zoom off into the distance. Cairo just kind of disappears off into the darkness.
Roll for act under pressure. Like a rope trips you like halfway through the street.
If I gotta roll for act under pressure, then I'm fine.
Cool. So Wallace, what is your plan?
The policeman disappeared around like the middle-ish of the hill, right? Like between the hill and the forest.
Yeah.
I would like to use one of my connect the dot holds and ask, what does the monster want from this person? Because up to this point, all we know is that it takes usually like children and animals. So I'm curious what motivates the monster to pick its victims, I guess.
As you sort of think about it, there isn't much rhyme or reason. You do know that, like, of course, everything that has been grabbed so far is made of meat and is able to be eaten in some way, shape, or form. I would say the best I can give you is you connect it to the idea of like a Venus flytrap and how it will often catch flies or other bugs in its mouth, and then it will trap them in there until they decompose. So
So
you
I
can
don't have-
assume it is for eating.
Okay. So then I
I
imagine
could have told you that.
I wouldn't have a good idea of why it didn't grab Rose or Red or Steel then.
Because it is grabbing things to eat isn't too much. I will say, you could assume that it went for whatever was the largest target
You see.
out of the three of them.
As I
Okay.
mentioned,
He
target
could-
acquisition.
Okay.
The heaviest thud on the ground is the one it grabbed.
You can also imagine that it doesn't have enough roots to spring with to envelop all three.
Mm-hmm. So we're likely just dealing with one thing. All right. That's all I did.
Cool. So let's move. Oh, also, Mr. Sun, what are you wanting to do?
I'm confused.
Do you want to? I'm assuming you, Wallace, and Red are all heading up to the hill since you're trying to stick
Yeah.
together, and Wallace just sort of ahad this on the way. Cool. So,
Yeah.
I will. You are confused, you said?
Yeah, I'm just. I mean, those are all the things that I guessed up to this point, but I'm now wondering. Could I bring one of the files with us and look it over and just try to give a look over all of the victims so far?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say you probably, knowing Mr. Sun, you probably took the files with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll say you can,
Can I imagine it's a wide age range and
yeah. So there are Two of them, there isn't a lot of information on. It was like there was just somebody seen in passing that went missing and hasn't been identified yet.
Okay.
The sort of went into the forest, did not come out sort of deal. But the other one is, of course, Tommy, who is like 13 years old, and their dog, which was a Great Pyrenees.
I'm going to assume that this thing either creates oxygen to keep its victims alive in the cocoons, and I'm also going to assume that it is an opportunistic eater, but it also saves its prey, because a living and non-rotting organism might be better. It might also feed on more abstract types of food that living organisms create. Gives a glance to Red. But it is looking more and more like we should hurry things up, because it's seeming, if this acts like a carnivorous plant, it doesn't immediately kill its victims. Otherwise, it would have killed the police officer while grabbing it. Surely had the ability to do so. But let's see what Red can see from the top of the hill.
All right. Do I get to do that?
Yeah. Feel free to. It's a 9, mixed success. Hold 1, so you can ask 1 question from the list.
What?
That was investigate a mystery, or was that
Use
use
magic.
magic? Oh, that was
That
use
was
magic.
use magic.
Excuse me. So sorry about that. Use magic. 7 to 9 works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. The keeper will decide what effect the glitch has. So, I'm assuming you were looking for far place, communicate, observe. I mean, this is pretty much like observe another place. You are looking things, or do one thing beyond limitation, I would assume.
Yeah, as either do one thing beyond limitation is what I was looking at.
Okay.
But it
Cool.
could also be observe another place.
Cool. So, keeping that in mind, now choose your 1 glitch.
Oh, I got to choose?
Yes, you choose the glitch, and I choose the actual effect that it has, like the consequences of said glitch. So,
let's have something fun. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Oh.
okay. You get to the top of the hill, and you do this thing that sort of transforms your eyes temporarily into hawk eyes and scan over the forest. You see something that sticks out a little bit more. There is this grouping of willow trees, but as you sort of hawk zoom in on that grouping of trees, you see that one of them stands alone in the middle of a small clearing, and you can see a tiny tinge of orange on one of the branches that sticks out. So you have identified a strange-looking tree. The resulting drawing immediate unwelcome attention is while you are doing this, you thinking as you do your transformation, as you manipulate the mana within you, it sort of creates a force onto the ground. Think almost like Dragon Ball Z-esque,
Okay.
the energy around you, but it's like quick and immediate. So there's this small pulse that impacts with the ground, and you start to feel a shaking under you after identifying this tree. Wallace and Mr. Sun, I am assuming you are watching Red do this?
Yep.
Yes.
As Red is zeroing in on this tree, you start to see roots coming up around her. You are nearby, and they have just started springing out of the ground. What do you do?
Leave no one behind.
Very good skill. All right.
It's a good
When it
skill.
works.
When it works. Yep.
Work.
All right. Roll plus sharp.
No!
Oh, no.
It's okay. I've taken the aggro.
Wow.
You begin your sprint over, I'm assuming, to save Red in some way, shape, or form.
I was like, push her out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you as you go to push her out, you are surprised at how fast these roots have actually started to come out of the ground. And as you go to push her back, she is already pretty in place, essentially rooted in place. So you go to push her out and manage to get yourself in the same sort of cocoon as these tentacles start to come up. Wallace, you see this happen. What do you do?
No. Let's see. What are my options? I'd like to phone a friend. No, I'm kidding.
Use one of your lifelines.
I think I shall don my weighted gloves and move to protect someone.
Punch the ground.
Punch the roots. I'm gonna punch the tree.
All right. So roll me, what is that? Plus
Tough.
Plus tough.
Oh, I get experience.
Yes. Make sure to mark experience.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
If no one got my back, I know that Wallace got my back.
As these two start to get tangled in these roots, you run up and punch at the base of them as they're sort of coming out of the ground, and manage to crack two of them. In this same action, you realize something strange about these branches in that they aren't they crack like a piece of dried wood. They're not they don't have the sponginess or the hardiness of an actual living wood or freshly cut wood. And you punch a few of them, and they snap, and it gives Red and Mr. Sun the chance to break free. I want all three of you to roll me a quick act under pressure.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And this is the thing that you're setting out to do is escape this tangle of roots.
Uh-oh.
That is a 6 for Red, a 9 for Wallace,
Nice.
and a 9 for Mr. Sun. Wallace and Mr. Sun. I am going to give both of you a hard choice.
Okay.
One of the two of you can switch places with Red right here and now. You can pull them out, but the momentum of you pulling them out is going to sort of put you in the same situation.
There would be no hesitation or second thought about Mr. Sun already doing that if the option presented itself.
All right. Red, you are thrown out of this cocoon. Mr. Sun, you are, as you pull her out, you fall down into this tangle of roots, and you are, fully cocooned. I will say that this has not gone down yet.
So we can still add
Wait.
Rosen or Red.
Can I
and
can I like shout
Yeah, do we
something
have more
before I'm
action? Do we have more
totally-
actions or
Yes, this is this is pretty much a last opportunity to take some actions before this resolves. And yes, you can shout something as you pull her.
well, first
Oh, they saved me actually.
I'm gonna conjure up a fireball and try to scorch the
Mm.
roots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Uh-oh.
It's a small fire.
Not the first scar
good
Red's
play?
given
Talk
me,
to
not
me.
the last, I guess.
All right, roll use magic.
Oh God!
One.
Oh no!
That's a double one.
Oh,
Ouch.
that sucks.
What?
Ouch.
I have +3. I have +3.
Red is farming experience.
I will say, you manage to throw this small fireball at the roots, and some of them burn away, but you immediately notice a problem. These roots, the ones on top that you hit, they catch on fire, and you see almost like a dust coming off. And with your time in nature, you can tell that these are spores.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I hate that Pokemon move.
How much room do I have inside of this cocoon?
Not a lot. It is tight, and we will cover your little underground adventure here in a moment.
Okay.
But the fireball does not do enough. Wallace, what would you like to do?
I suppose I'll roll protect someone again.
Okay.
Probably my best shot.
Punch the plant.
Punch the roots. All right,
I
let's
love
see
how
it.
this campaign so far is Wallace punching plants.
This is how I was hoping it'd go. Mixed success.
Okay. I will say you run up to this cocoon as it starts to go underground, and you punch a small hole in like the roots, and it is not enough to necessarily save Mr. Sun from being dragged under, but you created an opening enough that he has a little bit more space to move around as the roots start to cover like the hole you just made. They go over it, so he has a little bit more wiggle room within this cocoon. But unfortunately, he is still dragged under.
Okay. Is it enough?
On top of that, take 1 harm in between trying to punch the burning wood and also breathing in the spores that are currently floating in the air. Take 1 harm.
Okay.
Is it enough room for me to take my coat off?
With what Wallace just gave you, I would say yes.
Okay.
Slightly enough. It is like you can barely
Just-
manage to wiggle out of it, but I
Okay.
would say you aren't able to do so until this cocoon is fully submerged with how fast these roots sort of move.
All right. And with my potentially final moments alive, Wallace sees into the hole, grinning up at him as he takes off his coat. All right, perfect. Now just follow the bang, and then I go underground.
Follow the
Um,
base.
So, Steele, let's jump to you. I wasn't super ready for that to happen. I'm sorry you had to wait. You show up at Middle Tower and unaware of the situation that just transpired. And you head up to the front desk and Candace meets you. Oh, Steele, welcome back. Is there any news on sort of what's happening?
Steele is kind of winded from like running in, and he just takes the root out of his pocket, drops it on the desk, and goes, "Check this out. Call Wallace, or not Wallace. Fuck. Call Mr. Sun. Bye," and just turns around and runs back. Just leaves.
Oh no, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He lacks critical information.
That's good. I like that, and I'm glad that you stayed in character. Okay, we'll do that. And she just sort of shouts as Steele leaves. And Candace grabs it and brings it down to Ellie to start investigating it. Now, we'll say you head back, and I'm assuming you knew sort of where they were going, so you head up towards the hill, making sure to be very, very careful to not trip on any roots or anything, or make any large or any sudden impacts. And you get up to the hill, up to the top of the hill, and you see Red and Wallace.
Where's Mr. Sun?
Wallace just kind of lets out a sigh
Punch
and
my hand to the ground.
says he was dragged down under by the roots. So now our mission has gotten a little bit more urgent.
Ah.
Can I get a if you guys are sort of done conversing here? Actually, I wanna listen to what your guys' next plan is, and then I want a second alone with Mr. Sun. So,
Okay.
what is your guys' next game plan? Let's RP through that.
Red, what were you able to see when you looked out over the trees?
There was there was a group of willows in a small clearing, and one of them had a tiny tinge of orange on their branches. That might be the tree in question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sounds like destroying that tree might be the course of action then.
Yes, but we should be careful. It had spores coming off of it, and I inhaled a few, so this could be potentially dangerous if we're not careful about those spores.
Question. While I was gone, have we figured out if this thing targets one person at a time?
As far as we know, yes. It can only grab one person at a time.
Hmm.
And it also seems to be the case, almost pretty much confirmed off of our encounter that we had with the roots. It pretty much can only just grab one person.
Steele kind of glances off into the distance at Cairo, like walking into the group from the shadows, and looks back and is like, I'm willing to be a distraction if needed.
It's a little.
So you guys can take this thing out.
It's a little risky. I don't know if that's our best course of action.
The only thing that I'm worried about is we have limited time, and running over there is going to cause a lot of noise. So we're going to be racing against the clock, and by the clock I mean the giant tree monster under the ground trying to grab at us and drag us under.
The strategy I have is I don't know if it'll work, but I think probably like making huge disturbances on the ground far away from where we're running and away from where we actually are might distract the creature as we approach the tree.
Yeah, that could work.
So possibly having someone near the edge of the park in safety on like a bench or something, throwing heavy objects on the ground to cause the roots to grab said objects might help in massing us approaching the tree, since it seems to work on ground disturbances.
Yes, that's true.
Throwing rocks.
Uh,
No, these rocks are blazing.
Wallace thinks for a moment, pondering whether or not he should let Steele go through with it, and ultimately decides that Steele can probably take care of himself, so he entrusts him with being the distraction.
Also, if it proves to be too much to get through the forest, I could try using my magic to fly there.
True.
If that works, by the way, Devin.
Yes. Just realize the big thing with magic.
Yeah.
Is realize the worse thing you do, or the more powerful thing you do, the more
worse
harsh
the
I'm
glitches
going to
are.
be. Yeah. So, just sort of keep that in mind and try not to put yourself in a
Yeah.
too crazy a situation.
I'd hate to do something too wild.
But hey, if you
Yes,
throw it a
if.
Hail Mary, like, I mean, it's really good for that as well. So,
I'm thinking it as like an if,
mhm.
but yeah.
Yes, you can.
I also inform Steele of the details of our encounters, so how the roots are brittle, not necessarily as tough as they look, and I've already told him about the spores, and sort of just given him an idea of what he's dealing with now.
Okay. I'll be careful. I'm planning on leaving the killing the thing to you guys. I just got to make a distraction, and I've got Cairo to watch my back.
Okay then. Shall we head towards that willow red?
Let's also remember to watch for the bang,
Will do.
as he said.
God, right? The underground bang.
Cool.
Banger.
Give me a quick second alone with Mr. Sun, and then I will call y'all back up when we finish our little chat.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
So like, I think rolling double ones is like a 1 in 36 possibility. Oh, sorry.
Man,
I think
feels bad.
that nerd shit. Oh fuck. Go. Well, this could
Okay.
be better.
So, let me describe the situation that you're in.
Sure.
Real quick, and then we will talk about decision making for you. So you find yourself in this cocoon. And you can feel the cocoon making its way through the ground, almost like drilling. And you don't know how far down you are, so you're a little worried to just break out. But you do notice something starting to fill the air around you. You were correct earlier in your assumption that this thing produces oxygen to keep their victims alive, as you are still breathing underground and it's not getting harder to breathe. Except for the fact that there is a almost mist around you that it is making it hard to stay conscious. I'm going to need you to roll Act Under Pressure.
Oh no. I'm not good at that one. Oh no, I'm very good at that one. Oh no! How is that my best roll and I fuck it up? Twice, no less.
Would you like to use luck?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright. That turns
And-
immediately to a full success. Mark off one luck. And we'll get into your luck effects later. But
Not great. They're pretty bad, actually.
what is your luck special? Ah, I see. Okay. So you managed to stay conscious completely. And you feel the cocoon that you're in, break the surface actually, slightly. You feel like you're like half in the ground, but you can definitely feel a slight breeze coming through, like it's not completely airtight, the roots. But
Okay.
you notice at your feet a orange liquid start to push up from the ground, or from the bottom of the cocoon into the cocoon.
Yes, and this is where I would like to initiate my plan, because no thank you.
What do you do?
So I initially took my jacket off because it's my armor.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention was to take my kill switch, my grenade, and put it, like, I don't have a lot of room, so I put it against the cocoon, my jacket on top of it, so my jacket's between my, vital internal bits.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit the funny explosion button. I would have waited until it stopped, so I knew I was at least able to breach. But
So
I'm breach charging.
You put the grenades under you, the kill switch, and then the armored jacket on top to sort of like.
Yeah, kind of like a breaching charge in Rainbow Six. It's gonna suck, but
Oh, buddy.
a lot better than turning into liquid.
I'll give you a little bit of I'll help you a little bit here and call that act under pressure from before. I'll let you keep that auto 12 from the luck.
Yeah. That was kind of my hope.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll again for this. I already took one luck from you. I'm not gonna take another one. You blow the fuck out of this cocoon. And
cool guy line first. Man, I hope I come out a butterfly. And then explosion.
You blow out of this cocoon, and the cocoon falls apart somewhat easily. The fire from before sort of helped with weakening the top. And you come out. Take your grenade does
4 harm.
Take 3 harm. Actually, I'll let you take 2 because of the 12. So I'll say take 2 harm.
Okay. Bloodied.
You burst out of this cocoon and roll across the floor. Soft green grass. There's a bit of a clearing around you. And you land back to a tree. You clear your ears because you let the ringing stop.
Mop.
And as you are reorienting yourself, you look up and you see this tall willow tree. And on this tree, you can see specks of orange fungus. And then on impact with the tree, you see some of the branches above point down towards you. And that is... You can say your one-liner.
I hate being this good at my job.
And can you go down and grab the rest of the people real quick?
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
I'm so sorry that Mr. Sun has perished and is now tree
So
food.
sad
So
that Mr. Sun
you-
died of ligma.
Steve Jobs.
So I guess Wallace, from what it sounded like, Wallace and Red are heading towards the tree, and Steele
Yep.
has split off to attempt to distract it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
Correct.
Okay. All 3 of you, you get about halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a ear-piercing explosion that
Just
rings
bang.
out from the tree.
Okay.
Oh,
You don't know. I mean, you know who it was from, but you don't know the state that they are in.
You could probably make a guess though.
I like to imagine I'm just watching that scene from Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan is blowing up Mr. Sun. Now he's reduced to nothing.
I
Rick and my
immediately run there.
balls. So you guys pick up the pace.
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I heard the bang. I'm following it.
Roll me a act under pressure.
Oh boy.
God, you just love my suffering, don't you?
I guess if you can also substitute that with use magic, such as like you
would
did
like that.
earlier, then you can do that. If you have other ways of making
I
yourself
would
go
much
faster.
rather like to roll magic than
Yes,
pressure.
yes, I will let you roll magic for this because it only makes sense.
Make success.
Neum.
Okay, cool. I will say the mixed success for that is, I will let the two of you sort of make this choice since it involves Red as well. Both of you are definitely going faster.
Mhm.
If you want to stay together, Wallace is going considerably slower than Red.
Makes sense.
As you are trying to be careful to not trip on things and make it there. Red, you essentially do the whole thing that like sort of like Supersonic does, where you are staying off of the ground and like propelling yourself forward, almost like gliding, and you are going significantly faster because you're not having to worry about tripping on the roots. You can choose, the two of you can choose to split up here and have Red get there first and Wallace second, or you can choose to stay at pace with Wallace.
Interesting decision to make.
I don't want someone else dying on me for whatever reason.
I think given the urgency of the situation, probably Red gets there first, Wallace second.
I'm zooming towards the place.
Okay,
Yeah.
Every second matters.
cool.
Please save me. Quick as you can.
Red, you enter this clearing, and around the clearing there are other willow trees, but you see in the center a large, somewhat like gray and decrepit looking willow tree that has these orange growths on it. They aren't large. Think of them as like fungus, some sort of mushroom growing within or on this tree. You see at the base of the tree, there is a cocoon that has been blown to Kingdom Come with the shatters of like shreds of a jacket. You can identify it as Mr. Sun's jacket. And you see Mr. Sun currently laying against the tree with... you cannot see what his injuries may be, but he is not looking good.
Oh man.
Bloodied and shirtless.
To give you a game mechanic description, he is 2 marks of harm.
Only?
Is he conscious?
Yes, he is conscious, and you see the branches above are pointing down at him, like they sensed him.
Oh. Give me 1 second.
So, Red, you of course get there first. What do you do?
I am going to. Let me ask if this works. I used magic, original, with the effect of bar a place or portal to a specific person or a type of creature. And what I mean by that is like I'm gonna put a protective shield around Mr. Sun.
Yes, this is something that you'd be able to do. I also want to ask, Steele, what are you doing? You hear the explosion, and you were, did you, from the start, were you running in, like, a different direction than them?
Yeah, was basically heading out toward the clearing-ish.
Okay, you are, on your own. You hear the explosion. What do you do?
I assume that means something bad is happening, and so I need to make a distraction now. Unfortunately, the best way to do this is to just start punching the ground.
Amazing.
It's these days.
Okay, I will say you find a, you find like a route, that looks familiar to the ones that you have seen before, and you just start punching the shit out of it. Roll kick some ass for me.
This is not what they mean when they say pound sand.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure, yes.
We're sure are punching things today.
God.
Mixed success. You punch it. You punch it real good, and you feel a similar situation that you did when you tripped on the root the first time, and the ground shakes slightly under you, and you start to see roots pop up around you. Roll act under pressure for me. Or if you have another move you would like to take here to keep yourself safe.
I have just another day, which is when you act under pressure due to a monster, phenomenon, or mystical effect, which I would assume this applies, roll weird instead of cool.
Okay.
And then I would assume Cairo's there with me for that bonus.
Yes. Cairo is around you, and he is definitely within Awu range.
So that would be a +1 to whatever I roll then.
Okay, so you can roll me.
We'll just roll weird, I guess.
Roll me that.
Roll
act
weird
under
and then
pressure, baby.
+1.
Yep. Cool. +1. That is a. Oh, was that with the +1 included?
That was without the +1, so that's a 10.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
No?
That is a full success. The roots start coming out of the ground, and you jump out of the way with a howl from Cairo. I keep forgetting your dog's name. And you sort of continue this cycle. I'll let this sort of play out. You continue this cycle of sort of shadow boxing with these roots and keeping them coming after you, and it works.
Okay.
Jumping back over to Red, and do you roll that use magic for me?
Yes, I can.
Big success. Choose me a glitch.
You take 1 harm.
You take 1 harm?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Here's the okay.
Essentially this field that you put up, it sort of absorbs whatever may hit it, and it would send that sort of feeling back to you. as sort of psychological damage, essentially. It's gonna give you pretty bad migraine. So take the 1 harm from that as these branches start to like spike down at Mr. Sun, but he is fully protected from this attack, and it looks like it is taking the tree some time to prepare for another attempt. You also notice that there are no roots coming up out of the ground. The other thing that you notice, now that you've been here for a little bit, is around this clearing, there are other cocoons. They come out about halfway from the ground, and they're all similar in shape, tapering off at the top in sort of like a bulb shape. And you can see the exploded one in the middle and immediately make the connection of how of where Mr. Sun came from and what may be in these other cocoons.
Come on, imagine.
I put it together. I just saw something. Alright. Never mind.
Cool. So this works. Wallace, I will say you now show up, and everybody here can make a everybody there can now make a move with a +1 ongoing to whatever you decide to do, or a +1 ongoing as long as Steele is keeping up this distraction. Except for Mr. Sun, who currently has a -1 ongoing, so that evens it out to a 0 for you. So, what do you all try to do here?
Just as a heads up, I'm going to use the help action for somebody else, so I should probably go first.
You can actually do that reactively.
Oh.
Yeah. So if somebody else rolls like a 9, you can roll help out to bump them up to a 10, or if they roll a 6, you can bump them up to a 7 for a mixed success. That's the biggest use of it.
Okay, then never mind then.
I just realized something.
Hmm.
Or like this is a theory. So like the roots, like the tree is like brittle and it's like hollow, and there's like those orange things and it's the spores. Is this? It's like a monster like inhabiting the tree or whatever.
That's likely the case.
Mr. Sun is gonna shout out now that his friends have showed up. Red, you're the only one with area damage. Blow up the parasites. He points to the orange while getting to his feet. Dizzily. Probably still deaf.
Well, I'm gonna do just that then. You know how Roy Mustang like does like the snap and like all the explosions happen.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
That's what I'm gonna try to do onto like the orange stuffs.
Okay, so roll use magic then.
With a +1.
Yes, with a +1.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
That is a full success. So you successfully. What is your goal necessarily for this? Choose one effect.
Inflict harm.
Inflict harm. Okay. You manage to successfully deal one harm to the tree, and this is like what? Describe your explosions. Is this like fire?
They're like Bakugo explosions. Because when I used fire earlier, it released spores, right?
Okay, so
So-
you're much more going for like pressure over
Yeah,
fire.
like more like a force damage.
Okay, so like Mr. Sun's grenades then.
Yeah, like tears things apart.
Okay, cool. So you see these like ruptures around the tree, and you see some of the fungi get like blown off of it, and one of these explosions that happens like particularly close to the tree lands right on the mark and exposes like it blows off some of the bark of the tree, and you see that the inside of this tree is filled with this orange fungus. And you see dripping out of the tree
fungus?
a lighter colored orange liquid that Mr. Sun would recognize. Successfully deal 1 harm and manage to sort of stave it off for a moment. Wallace, what are you doing? And I would like to reiterate on terms of Monster of the Week, you cannot defeat a monster without knowing what its actual weakness is. So at the very moment, unless you all somehow come up with something that may work, it might be best to retreat, regroup, and then come back. I wanna stress that, since everybody is new to Monster of the Week, that
Okay.
the focus should be
Okay.
sort of extraction right now.
How many pods are there?
You notice 3 other pods that are roughly the same shape as the one that you were in, with one of them being slightly smaller. There's a few other pods, like several other pods, that are quite a bit smaller in size. Like they only take a few roots to wrap up, and you can assume that in them are small wildlife.
We haven't gotten the information back on the route, right?
No, not yet.
Not quite yet, no.
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's see. I think my best course of action right now is probably to help Mr. Sun and get him out of there.
Cool.
Wallace, I need your help over here.
Hmm?
And I run over to the smallest root, and I use my knife, and it's like hanging by like essentially a big root, right? Cocoon style, like it's attached to the tree itself.
It is up from the ground, like a bulb.
Oh.
Yeah, like yours was like I was saying, you were like halfway in the ground. They are pods that are sort of in the ground. So I'm assuming, like run up to the pod that is one of the smaller ones that are on the ground there.
Yeah, like the one that might be roughly child-sized.
Oh, okay. So the one that was okay, yeah. I know what one you're running up to. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna crack open the top like a coconut and access the forbidden liquid on the inside.
The forbidden liquid?
The forbidden soup.
Cool.
Okay, now it's sounding like a Prushka box, and I don't like it.
Forbidden liquid.
Roll
Oh, I was-
sorry.
me some good old I mean, trying to decide if I want this to be act under pressure or your action.
Oh yeah, leave no one behind.
Since you know what could be in this, I will say that this can count as leave no one behind.
Let's fucking go. Fuck me. I rolled a
what is
6
it?
on every one
That
of
is
them.
a 6. Wallace, would you like to help out?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I want to roll to help out.
Okay.
God, I'm gonna lose it.
Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy,
Oh.
I have -1 to cool.
Well,
I gotta
this
get my guitar back.
is what is.
Mhm.
So on a failure, you essentially open yourself up. So I will say both of you run up to this, and you try to pry this thing open and carve it open. But the tree starts to make its next move, and the branches start to arc downwards towards the both of you again.
Fuck.
Can I do the same thing again?
Yes, you can attempt to do it again.
Do the shield.
Also, at this point, Steele, you notice the roots start to go away. You notice them not putting up nearly as much of a fight anymore and starting to retreat. You can either roll me a new plus tough roll, or you can simply let them retreat.
And what was me having them distracted doing for everybody else?
It's making it so the roots can't attack them, and also giving them +1 ongoing for their rolls.
It'd take me too long to get there and even do anything, so I guess I'll just try and roll to attack again.
Okay.
Yeet! Oh, fuck.
6,
Uh-oh.
4, 5.
We're getting
You try to get the attention of the root again, and you simply can't. You kick away at this exposed root, and they go back down into the ground and retreat. Your distraction has stopped working.
Oh no.
Okay.
You can now decide if you want to run towards where the willow is, or if you want to, what else you would like to do from here.
Yeah, I'll just run toward the group.
Start hightailing it over there.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Okay.
So roll me your use magic, Red.
Yes. With no more +1.
No more +1. That is a mixed success. Carbon copy
Yeah.
of the spell you used last time. You take
Yeah.
another harm, but you stop both of them from taking any. New round of turns. You all have options. Steele is in pursuit to regroup.
Is Mr. Sun able to walk on his own?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're fine. You sure?
Yeah. If you're not dying
Yeah,
a
just
little,
taking
you're
a
not.
direct
If you're not
grenade.
dying, you're not hunting monsters.
You're right. I shout to the group to try to go regroup with Steele.
Okay. So you all simply just try to get out of there?
Well,
I'm
we
trying
can
to get the fuck out
we
of
can
there.
try to do an action before, right?
I will give you all a choice. You can, for free, leave. Or you can attempt to do something
Well, if I
with a risk.
succeed,
With a
if I
risk.
succeed with a leave no one behind, then we
Oh,
get out
really?
for free and suffer no harm.
Really?
Really? It is simply up to you.
Mhm.
Someone said that we would find this boy, and I mean to not make them a liar. I'm gonna roll leave no one behind
Alrighty.
because seriously doubt I can fail that many times.
Yeah, statistically speaking, there's no way you roll
Statistically
a...
speaking, yes.
Yeah!
Statistically speaking, we have the first leave no one behind success of the hunt.
And it's good.
You...
Fourth time's a charm.
So, is this you continuing to work away at the cocoon, then?
Yeah, I just had to say something cool. Like, I'm not gonna have my friend's thoughtless words be a lie.
And I hit him with the one-liner.
You bring the, like, hilt of your knife up and just, like, smack the top of the cocoon and just break the whole top off.
Nice.
You look inside to see an unconscious kid around the age of 13, sitting about waist high in a orange liquid.
I grab him.
All right, you
We're
grab
out.
him and you are out of there. As you are running, you notice, and sort of as you pull him out of this vat, you see that his skin is eroded. His legs mayhaps be, like, somewhat beyond repair, but nothing vital is harmed on him. He is
Ew.
alive. He is breathing. You all get out and you meet back up with Steele.
Okay.
Thank God you guys are okay.
Once we're
kidding.
at safety, I'm gonna go up to Mr. Sun. I'm gonna punch him in the chest.
Ow. I just exploded.
Don't you ever fucking do that again.
Do what?
You know more than I do. I don't want anyone else being part of my problem again.
Well, I solved both of your problems today. And he hands her the kid. I'm gonna call an ambulance. For myself and the kid.
Today was entirely luck.
Oh boy, was it.
I've been luckier.
I mean,
It's just as he comes to his
It definitely was lucky.
It's not the right way.
It is at this time that Mr. Sun, you get a call.
Okay. Well. Hello?
Hi. This is Mr. Sun, right? I got the right number?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, this is Ellie speaking. I just wanted to give you the recap on that thing that you gave me.
Oh, the root? Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah, the root. So, biggest thing about it is, fungus just throughout the whole thing. Like, it's a lot lighter on this root, but I can see sort of the roots of the fungus, in this. The other thing, fire, absolutely a no-go on this. If you catch this on fire, the spores that it'll put out, not only are they poisonous to us, but also there is the chance that they could infect other trees.
Uh-oh.
Okay, good to know.
Interesting.
So hypothetically, let's say I was breathing in a bunch of spores for a little bit. What's the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is, I mean, it might hurt. It might give you a injured throat, or at worst, some sort of like.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
nothing worse than
Yeah,
what's already
yeah,
going
nothing.
on.
Yeah, nothing terrible.
That's good. So no fire. Cool. What do we do?
Well, it is a fungus, and I have several recipes here and ready for you all to sort of pick up when you so need of a fungicide.
All right, we're gonna bring an injured kid in, and
And it's not Steele.
yeah, it's not
Don't-
Steele.
Don't
And-
forget, we still have an officer to go rescue as well.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
if this is a situation that you get for 30 plus hours, he'll be fine for another couple. And then we're gonna pick up this mushroom stew recipe you've concocted for us.
Can't wait to take a spray
And
bottle
a new
through.
shirt. Anyway, we'll see you soon, Ellie.
Alrighty, see you when you get here.
Not the new shirt.
Click.
It's just like, yeah, and a new shirt, click. It's like, what?
What are they doing?
What's going on over there?
Cool. So, do you all make your trip back to Middle Tower then?
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. I will say by the time all of that sort of transpired, that leaves us at around, I would say, sunset. Maybe dusk by the time you guys sort of get back. Like maybe like the very, very start of dusk is where you guys sort of are right now. You all show back up. Do you take the kid to like the Middle Tower Medical Ward, or do you take them to
No.
an actual hospital?
I take him to Celestine.
Oh, okay. So you drop the kid off, and make your way back to Middle Tower. I will, while you are here, I will let both Red and Early, or Red and Mr. Sun, excuse me, gain back 1 point of harm, as you make a stop by the medical ward and get some treatment by, oh, why can't I remember his name off the top of my head?
Jekyll?
By
Jekyll?
Jekyll. Or by Jackie. Excuse me.
Jackie.
Dr. Jekyll.
So I take a shower, and then I'm good.
I mean, not necessarily.
No, yeah.
You,
I don't look any more fucked up than usual. I'm still
Dr.
covered in
Heidelin.
scars.
you get one of your legs set. After like the shock, it was a little hard for you to notice, but you sustained one of your legs. Let's say your left leg. Your the shock of the explosion definitely like fractured something. So anything involving your like movement from now on, like having to run around or walk around, is going to be a -1 ongoing. Other than that, you are fine to do like any other action normally.
Not dead.
And that is for the rest of the hunt. Of course, after the hunt is over, that's not going to happen anymore. So,
Sure.
I would imagine like my injuries mainly being like my skin flaying off from like taking the impact of the branches.
yeah. Which, due to how you took the harm, I'm not going to put any large debuffs. I'm not going to put any debuffs on you or anything. You are, for the most part, fine since it was 2 smaller hits. Let's get into sort of the last phase of the hunt. This is the execution phase. This is where you are actively aggressing the monster. You now know its weakness. You know several other things about it as well. It is now up to you as a group to make a game plan on how you are going to take this down. You have a barrel of fungicide, which can be easily transported in the truck, as well as any other resources that you guys might have to bring out. Wallace, you also have another hold of your thing if you would like to use it.
Yeah, I just don't know what to use it for. I kind of... I think I have an interesting thing I want to do with it a little later after the hunt.
Okay.
If that works.
Cool, yeah, if you have an idea for it.
Okay, I just want to double check something on the dock first, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Second question.
Yep.
Can we get those Nerf water guns to spray the fungicide out of?
Yeah, I would say it wouldn't be too hard to pick up something like that.
Yes. Okay. That's all I wanted.
You get a super stoker.
Yeah. All right.
Essentially, I would I wouldn't say it's as much of that as like a pressurized hose attached to the barrel itself.
How do we move the barrel?
So it's like pesticide sprayers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You have a pressure washer
I have to post this.
You have a pressure washer full of pesticide, essentially. So, what did you put?
Thank you, Rose.
Wait.
And Lacrimosa.
God damn it. Okay. So how are you guys approaching this? And also know that, of course, on top of hitting it with the pesticide, you are going to need to take down this tree as well. So dealing normal harm as well as hitting it with the pesticide. As quickly as humanly possible.
Okay. So these I assume we're all just equipped with these like Ghostbuster-esque pressure washers to spray fungicide at it with?
Yep. I will say there is Ellie was able to prep 2 of them in the time.
Okay.
So 2 of you can have them.
Mr. Sun gets one.
Okay.
Okay.
The other one.
I'm no good at aiming, so
I guess I technically know how to use a gun.
Does anybody
That's
here
true.
know how to aim a gun?
I mean, I use a gun. So
Okay.
I
I
guess
do have a
yes.
gun as well.
We're gonna need
But-
you on magical support, Red.
That's true.
Which means Wallace, you can be the other one spraying.
Mm-hmm.
Steele, we're gonna need you to fend off any branches from above, because it seems that they're gonna try to attack us from up high too. So if we have one person on support, myself and Wallace will focus on taking it down, and Steele, if you and Cairo can manage situational offense, then we should be able to take this easy.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Perfect. And I will say, you have all done very well so far.
Acting like
So
the
let-
test keeper or something. Just get on with it.
You all have a passing grade so far. Let's see this quiz to the end.
It is.
Wallace rolls his eyes.
You and your quizzes.
Anyway, he gets back in the cage, and we'll head back to the park. Pleasant
Dang.
Park.
Cool.
Really missed the opportunity to name my character Nick.
Um,
God damn it.
as you guys show up to the park again, and as I said before, it is around dusk, so you're starting to lose light. How exactly do you want to approach things? Are you guys hurrying in? Are you guys taking your time, being careful? Paint this
Since-
picture for me.
Since we know that like the victims aren't in immediate danger, I think we can take our time to make sure we
Yeah.
don't rouse up aggression before we get there.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing to consider, actually, we don't know the kind of shock killing it is going to do on the people in the pods.
Yeah, it'd be better to remove the pods first.
So,
Yeah.
with that in mind, Steele, you actually have the most important job. You're going to focus on at least breaking the connections between the fresher pods and the tree. And Fred, you're going to have to be offense and defense.
I can
Sounds
take
good
a
to
few
me.
hits.
I will say, like, you guys who have the pressure washers, like, you can also do other things. So
Yeah.
You don't have to only be spraying, but spraying will do some damage to it. But for like Mr. Sun, for example, I know Mr. Sun has ways of dealing more damage than the pressure washer, if you so chose to launch one of your Manatech grenades at it.
Sure could. Pressure washer in one hand, grenade launcher in the other.
Big strong man.
-1 ongoing to aim.
Shirt off, Rambo style.
I mean,
shirt
it's
on,
minus-
t-shirt.
It's -1 ongoing to movement related stuff. So technically, if he's
Yeah,
standing
but if
still,
he's dual
Yeah.
wielding two obviously heavy weapons.
he's a big strong man. He can take it.
All right.
Strong male swordsman.
So you guys are sort of taking your time, going up
Yeah,
to it.
watching our footsteps moving quietly and at a nice slow pace.
Yeah, there's no need for distraction since we're not in the rush anymore.
Hannah, I will also call Doug, and I'm gonna let him know that it's a tree. It's infected with some sort of parasitic spores. We've located his missing man, and assuming everything goes fine and we're uninterrupted and he can see to keeping the park clear, we'll be able to bring him back. So a little bit of encourage to have the police continue to work for us.
Perfect. You all approach, and because you are being a little bit more careful about this, you notice that the forest is a little bit more active than it was before. You can hear sort of the creaking of some of these roots expanding, like it's laying more traps throughout the forest. But you are all careful to avoid them and make sure that you don't make any sound as you go through. And of course, no sudden impacts. You reach the edge of the clearing. And you notice that this thing has not, looking in, it has not noticed you in any way, shape, or form yet. What do you do?
Okay. think our best course of action here might be to first prioritize the pods
Yeah.
or agitating it.
Yeah. Like, if we could do like a 3-pronged assault on like how many pods are there?
As far as the larger pods, there are, you guys open the one, so there are 3 others. And you can assume one of them is the policeman, and the other 2 are the other, people who went missing. There's also one that's, wider than it is tall, and it's the only one of its kind sort of there, and you can sort of piece together that that one is where Tommy's dog is.
Big Chungus.
So, god damn it.
I don't care about a dog because it'll probably be put down due to the fact it was in there as long as that one kid. So you can just
So we put
Got
the
that.
kid down too.
no.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay, Steele. Get ready.
Oh,
listen,
Wait a
reverse orphan.
Oh God.
So, there are 3 cocoons. Do you want to assign one person to each cocoon and roll a act under pressure for me?
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I
who-
just like guide. There's 2 things I can think of. Like either I save my move to protect, or I could use magic to like slice off the branch that connects the cocoon to the tree.
I will say it is going to be quite a bit. These they're connected underground.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be a little hard for you to do anything without like immediately alerting the tree, knowing how
Okay.
it alerts.
All right.
Without just acting under pressure. So, using magic is a little bit more niche.
Then-
You're a little bit more at risk.
Then I'm going to just wait on the reaction.
Okay.
If that's
So-
that's cool with everyone.
We're taking 3 pods and then leaving the other one.
So yes,
There are 3 pods
that
with
case-
people in them that you know of.
in
Okay.
that case, while that is going on, and y'all are freeing the pods, I can temporarily draw its aggro, and I can just start with a grenade. That should definitely keep its attention off of you for you guys for at least a round. Saving
Okay.
lives is the priority.
Understood.
Yeah.
I will say it is not currently, like I said before, it is not currently aggroed, so you can sort of hold that action, and we
Yeah.
will touch that when we get there. And same with Red. It sounded like you wanted to be a little bit more reactionary as well.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So let's start with Wallace and Steele. You each approach one of the cocoons, and you can tell as you get closer, you like the tree still has not noticed you.
Okay.
And each one of them has like a connecting tube.
It's underground. You have to break the pod itself.
Yeah, you would have to break the
Oh.
pod itself.
It's like coconuts.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a coconut.
Yeah, drink the coconut milk on the
This is
inside.
what
you
I
can feel it.
I'm not doing that.
This is what I have weighted gloves for. Breaking coconut.
Forbidden coconut.
You can choose. Actually, yeah, I will. I'll pretty much say act under pressure since you guys are trying to do this somewhat covertly.
Yeah.
So, give me those rolls.
Oh boy.
Doing act under pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. And unless you want your wolf howling, you would not get that +1 from Kyra.
Yeah.
Let's go. Experience.
Could I still roll weird?
Yeah, you can still roll weird just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Easy.
Well, one of us did something.
Easy.
The one that Steele punches, he cracks open and is able to reach inside and grabs a woman who seems to be around the age of like 24, who's wearing like jogging equipment, and you are able to pull her out of the cocoon. Wallace, you are not able to break open the cocoon, and you look up to see the branches of the tree now pointing at you.
That's fun.
Yeah, I do the same thing as I did before.
Yeah, if you would like to.
Oh,
More harm.
more. Lovely.
That's right, the harm roll.
Actually,
God, I'm like
need
I'm like
a
role playing alchemy right now.
Hold on. I need a song real quick. Mixed success. Yep. Are you doing the same thing as before, or are you changing the defect of it?
Might as well. It's like a thing at this point.
Known magic. Yeah. All right. Take 1 harm. And the next hit on I guess I'm assuming Wallace is the one that you were trying to protect right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I will sort of let you hold that and prepare it, and the next person who would get attacked is protected, since technically it has not attacked yet. So, the negative for Wallace's thing was simply getting its attention, not it immediately attacking.
Okay.
So, but I will let you hold on to that and sort of cast it reactively.
Okay.
Mr. Sun, what do you want to do?
I wish to see the inside of this flavor blasted gusher, so I will blow it up.
Alrighty. Roll me plus tough.
I'm going to position myself so the side of the tree that I do blow up has the lowest chance of splattering forbidden maple syrup on my allies.
Okay.
And then I roll to explode.
Let's see.
It's tough.
Give me the roll. Give me the good.
It looked like 3 things. Alright, well that's
Success.
Mixed success. You
You
deal
got caught in
harm.
the explosion.
You deal harm to it, and it deals harm to you. You launch this grenade, and you, similar to what Red did before, how she caused a small explosion to open it up, you do that, but on a much larger scale. The trunk of this thing is fairly large. I would say in diameter, it's about, what, like 5 feet-ish? Like, it's pretty thick. You bust open, like, to the center of it, in a pretty wide area, and you see that orange goo just start pouring out of it. And you see a lot of exposed fungus within the inside. Reacting to you, you see from below you, several roots start popping out of the ground, and one of them grabs you by your leg, your injured leg, and
not again.
pulls you to the ground. Like, just yanks your feet right out from under you. Take 1 harm.
I will blow up again. Do not test me, tree.
Do it again.
Yeah, 1 harm, and you are currently prone as well. Are you looking for that branch attack to use your shield, Red?
I was more looking, if I were like, to be honest, I was more looking at Wallace and Steele.
Okay.
I don't think my character would be able to react in time to Mr. Sun.
Okay. Cool. Top of the order, or I guess there's no real order. Everybody can. How combat works in this is the same as anything else. Everybody gets a turn, and then we go back to the start. And the monster, for the most part, reacts to what you all do rather than making preemptive strikes. So, Steele, do you want to try to crack open another one?
Yeah.
Or do you want to try to get that girl out of there?
Crack open a cold one with the boy.
Actually, you rolled a full success before. You cracked it open. You pulled her off to the side. She is no longer in danger.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for another crack.
All right.
Hell yeah!
Woo! That's another 12.
Wow.
Like a coconut, baby. Open up that cocoon. You see inside is the police officer that got sucked down before.
You can leave him in there.
Do I get him out too because it was a 12?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I would like to say, in Lacrimosa, the police force actually do what they're fucking supposed to. So.
It's my organization that are bad.
Imagine if fantasy could be like real life.
Only.
Anywho's, yes, you managed to get them out.
Okay.
Next thing's next. Who else wants to make a move?
I would like to.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna spray the shit out of it with fungicide.
Hell yeah, spray and pray. Roll me plus tough.
Oh, you know it. Show me the good roll. Next, take that.
Take it. You managed to, with the tree exploded as well, I guess. You spray into the opening and deal 2 harm, and you see it immediately start to work. The orange fungus on the inside starts to shrivel up, and the tree begins to weaken. Reacting to your spray, the branches all fall down towards you, and right as they are about to pierce your skin, a protective field apparates in front of you, and you take no harm.
Okay. Thanks, Red.
Red takes harm.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, Red takes the 1 harm.
it's fine when you sacrifice yourself. Heaven forbid I do.
Red, you can now take an action.
I'm going to use magic to, like, I wouldn't say, like, conjure up an axe, but, like, use magic to make, like, an axe slice against the trunk of a tree.
Okay. Roll me
That makes
some
sense.
use magic. Yep. Full success.
Love
You
to see
manage. You managed to deal 1 harm and expose some more of the inside of the tree to the rest of the group. Need to make sure I am writing this. Keeping track of all of the harm in a good way. There we go. Okay, cool. next things next. Mr. Sun, you start to see the roots start to surround you again now that you are on the ground. What are you going to do?
This is fine. So the inside, it's kind of like mud, right? Like sappy, goopy.
Yeah.
Okay. And spraying it's taking a while. Surely I'll survive another round. I'm gonna unhook or unstrap the spray canister, and I'm going to yeet it inside of the big hole I just made, and shout, "Red, burst open the canister." Assuming it lands in there.
I see.
Because then the water will only go down inside of the tree hole.
Since you are not really directly attacking it, roll me a act under pressure.
I am so good at those.
As you are whipping this thing off your back and trying to throw it into the tree.
Enough. Kill me, tree. I dare
And make
you.
a hard choice. You realize that you dropped your cell phone in there too.
I
You deal with a
am.
week of no internet.
I am going to give you a worse outcome. It's over there. But it's it goes like into the tree. Like, you know how I said before how the inside is sort of hollow and infected with this fungus?
Yeah.
It went into the tree and sort of sunk into it a little bit more than you thought it was going to. So it's going to be a little bit hard to hit. But if you can hit it, it'll be big.
Oh.
So it is a little bit harder to hit, but it will get you the same result that you sort of want. It's just red might not necessarily be able to open it with the position that it's in. So
I believe in her.
Money shot.
is that? Yeah, that's everyone. All right.
Yep.
Back to the top. There is one more cocoon, and this thing is still standing.
I'm gonna go for the last cocoon.
With
Coconut crack.
get him, Steele.
Oh,
The coconut. Oh,
I also wanted to add real quick, Mr. Sun, those roots that were around you and starting to surround you, are now, like, holding you to the ground, essentially. It is now fairly hard for you to move.
It knows my... Never mind.
Alright,
oh no!
Steele.
Uh-oh.
No longer the coconut cracker has become cracked,
Uh-oh.
and not in Fortnite.
You go to act under pressure, and you go to crack open the next one, and something about it. The roots seem to be a little bit more stable, and you just can't quite find the right place to hit it to open it. Actually,
Man,
was that with the +1 from your dog?
No.
Because, I mean, I would assume your dog would be fine to howl now, right?
Yeah.
Combat's already sort of initiated.
Yeah. True.
Okay, cool. So that is actually a mixed success. So it is a lot harder for you to open this one, but you do manage to get it open. You're having a hard time getting the person in it out.
Okay.
You can see that they had it a little bit worse than the others, and are their legs, like up to their waist, are like almost completely seared, just gone. It's hard for you to tell if this person is still even alive. But you do manage to get them out.
Okay.
With that, I will say that you have drawn some unwanted attention as you do this. And the branches, while they were pointing at Wallace, are now pointing at the thing that was taking away its food source. So that was the first person. Who else wants to take next action?
But stand back. I'm gonna do it again and spread.
Roll me a plus tough.
Uh-oh.
We're getting
Piss on the ground.
hot potato the
It's
monster's
everywhere.
attention.
Before you can get another spray in, it started to take back its branches like it did before, but it sent them after you a lot faster than you thought it was going to. So you thought you had an opening, and then it attacks again. And it stops you from spraying directly at it, and instead you sort of spray up into the branches and miss. And it manages to hit you dead on, take 2 harm.
No cheese.
Damn.
As these branches sort of stab through one of your shoulders.
You hate to see that one.
Not great.
Well, I'm not unstable yet. But I'm almost there.
Red, Mr. Sun?
I'd need to like get a really high roll in order to hit that canister, won't I?
It will either take you like 2 mixed success, like 2 separate successful rolls, or a 1 full success, I will say. If you are using magic, of course, there are other things that could come with it.
Yes. There are definitely other things that can come with that.
I believe in her.
Well, I'm gonna do my first roll.
Do it.
Which is a mixed success.
Believe a lot less.
I will say, since it's fitting, that the negative to it is probably the effects of it are weakened. I believe that's one of the options, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the effect is weakened.
Yeah. So
It does no actual harm.
Yeah. So you go to explode the canister, and you hear something connect with like the plastic or metal of it, but there is no actual explosion of pesticides yet. So you have made progress, but are not necessarily successful. Mr. Sun, you are currently getting cocooned again. What do you want to do? Oh, I'm sorry. Wallace, were you wanting to do something?
I already did my thing.
Oh, okay.
I took the 2 harm.
So I'm held down on the ground, right?
Yep.
Do I at least have a hand free?
Yeah, I'll say you have a hand free. Just
Man.
Hail Mary a grenade over there?
No, because that would like destroy the water as well, or the juice. I might need to blow myself up again, so who knows?
Uh-oh.
I mean, you also have the option of like your knife or other things that you can start trying to essentially cut your way out.
My knife. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Mr. Demolitionist.
Yeah, I'm helping for the first hunt.
Mr. Sun remembers all those fun videos on the internet this newfangled internet that he's now using of
Mr.
the
Sun remembers.
the water bottle challenge, water bottle flip challenge, and he's gonna try to do that inside the tree hole with a knife to hit the canister.
What?
Gonna even begin.
You're gonna try to yeet
process
your
that.
knife in there?
I'm gonna try to break open the canister.
Roll me a plus tough. Roll me plus tough.
Oh no, I think
What a
that'd be a
fucking
cool
man.
roll.
Two parts.
Mixed success? Alright, just before this thing sort of submerges you into the ground again, or fully covers you, you throw your knife and successfully get it to go into the tree, and with the mixed success from Red earlier, you hear tink, and then the pressurized canister explodes within the tree. And you see a lot of the orange fungus on the outside of the tree start to die, and you see it immediately start taking effects on the inside. I would say you are still very much restrained. In fact, take 1 harm as this thing, like, crushes you against the ground.
That's fair.
Um,
I'm not okay anymore though.
And I will say you have to go under that 3 points, so it takes 4 points to be unstable. So you can be up to
okay.
the you can be up to the 3 and you're still stable.
Okay.
So it's not quite dead yet, but you can definitely tell that that did like a good 5-ish harm
What's good,
and
player?
was
Talk to
effective.
me.
So this thing is not looking good.
Good.
And we are back to the top.
So we have to kill this thing and also the tree, right? Or do we just kill both of them with one?
The tree is long gone. Like
Okay.
this thing is spread itself throughout the entire tree. So yes, you are trying to kill both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really have a choice but to try again, do I?
Pray the tree.
More pressure washer. Mixed
Hell yeah.
success.
Woo, baby! You pulling the like branches out of you and sort of like breaking them off. You shrug them off and take another shot at the tree, managing to hit it again and dealing another 2 harm. With that, as you like break it off, it ruptures your shoulder a little bit more, and you take another harm from it. But with that, you see the tree itself start to slow down and stop moving, and parts of it are still functional, but I'm trying to find the right thing. There we go. Parts of it are still moving slightly, but this thing is effectively decommissioned at that point.
Wallace is unstable now. But
You have 4 harm.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Truly. But it was
So we have
worth.
2 people at 4 harm?
1 at 4. 1 at 3. And then, I don't know what your harm is at right now. Like
Mine's
2?
at 2.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
So, I'm
And, like,
assuming...
I can't, like, heal it, right? It'll just be permanently unstable until, like, hospital.
essentially.
Wallace is taking a fat nappy.
It's not unconscious, unless I specifically say that you are unconscious, but you are currently definitely bleeding out.
I was gonna say, isn't it just your like situation gets worse?
Yes, if it is not treated, you will get worse and worse.
Yeah.
On top of that, a injury that is enough to be unstable, as we've discussed before, will also impair your ability to do your downtime activities.
This was
Unless
so
there's
sad.
people helping in the hospital, which there is. So,
So we can still do it.
This is so sad. Alexa, play the subhuman self.
But yeah, this thing is effectively stopped, and as the branches start to pull back again to do another attack, they stop about halfway, and you can tell that they've sort of lost control over this tree.
So what else is there?
That's... I mean, there's still some fungus to clean up. Thinking about the fact that you guys probably want to get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
But effectively, there is no more danger present. So
Oh,
we are
I
now
would
just
like to
in
be-
RP.
I'd like to be released from the Proishka box, if I may. You definitely feel the hold like loosen up slightly. Not quite enough for you to break out on your own, but you're no longer being crushed. I'm like
I-
holding my breath, assuming I'm about to
can-
be poisoned again.
I can help out, Mr. Sun, since I don't have one of the funky guns for getting rid of the goo.
I can like not necessarily like heal with my magic for Nuck, but like set his bones so that he can walk back with some assistance.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, I mean, I didn't
will-
take damage to my legs. It was just to my
I don't know.
arm.
Yeah, he has
Oh, it's his
essentially
arm.
a bunch of holes in his upper right torso right now, like in his
Yeah.
shoulder and such. Nothing
Oh my
vital hit, but he is bleeding out quite profusely. So
Wait,
I'm not gonna make you guys roll for anything after this, since the danger has largely subsided. But you can all definitely take these measures.
I guess I could just walk over to Wallace and grab the super soaker to get rid of the last bit of fungus then.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wallace would hand it over to Steele and then just sort of lie on the ground a little bit.
I'm going to rip off a piece of bark with some spores on it
Mhm.
for a sample
And
for
eat it.
unknown reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Very unknown reasons.
put it in like a little jar and then put it in my pocket. I'm gonna call the police and the paramedics and give them our coordinates. And
Cool.
I guess call Middle Tower. Bunch of phone calls. I do all the bureaucracy of this.
Mission successful.
As Wallace is sort of lying on the ground and looking up at the sky, he can't help but wonder, and using my last connect the dots, how this is related to the bigger picture of all the uptick in monsters.
So using what you know about the fungus is it has to take root before it can really do anything, which there's no real reason that this fungus could have made its way into the city naturally.
Of course.
There's simply just no cases of it anywhere near Lacrimosa. But you essentially connect that something definitely came here and planted this.
Mm-hmm.
Something actively was trying to make some sort of commotion, or let this fungus grow.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a guaranteed thing.
Okay. Good to know.
You all wrap up. Some of you are taken, Wallace and Mr. Sun, you are taken back to Middle Tower to be treated by Jackie.
Mr. Heidel.
The rest of you meet back up with Candace and sort of cover all of the paperwork side of things and get everything wrapped up on that end. It turns out the creature, was a fungus-type monster named the Weeping Willow, and it can affect other trees as well, but it is found most commonly in a willow forest over near Heliosphere. And it's as with what Wallace had mentioned, or Wallace had figured out, it's strange for it to have made its way all the way over.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cover the end of session notes really quick, and then we can get into some quick end RP if any of you would like to do any, just wrap up stuff with other characters such as Red and Monica, or Red and Mr. Sun and Monica, so on and so forth. Let me get the resources.
I was just thinking,
Right.
I call the single mom.
Yeah. And if any
Yeah.
of you want to do things other than that, then that will be fine. Let me keep a reference sheet.
Could I request
There was-
Could you request?
for it to do an RP thing, either like during one of the before one of the next sessions, like with Dr. Jackie, since I'm in the infirmary anyway,
Yeah, we can
and I
either
wanted to do it then.
Yeah, we can either do that like right after here or before another session, or however
Well-
you want to do it if you have the time.
I'm asking for before another session because I have to head out in a couple minutes.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we could do that some other time. Perhaps if there is some time and other people don't want to do stuff on one of the other hunts, then you can slip in there. If not, during the next RP session for sure.
Yeah, I figure probably before the next RP session
Yeah. Okay.
or during it,
Mhm.
either one.
Cool. Let's go over the end of hunt experience. So, how this works is I have 4 questions for you. If 1 or 2 of them are a yes, then you get, or how does this work? If 1 or 2 are a yes, then you get 1 experience. If no, that's not how I was doing it before, because I want to do it the same way I was doing. Okay, it's 1, 2, and 3. You mark 1 experience. If you get all 4 of them, then everybody marks 2 experience. So, did you conclude the current mystery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
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 Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes, that problems are
Yes.
created
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
other cities.
We definitely learned that something
We
bigger
learned,
is
though,
going on.
that there's something was actively planting that.
And that
And where
Amy's
it's not
character is
supposed to be.
bringing heliosphere diseases to Lacrimosa.
And finally, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
No.
We learned that Mr. Sun is really suicidal and is willing to die for like anyone else.
I would argue that we definitely did because of that. We learned that Mr. Sun is willing to put himself like super before others, and also learned a little bit more about the connection with Red and Mr. Sun, with their sort of banter about that self-sacrifice situation. So I would argue that we did, because this is definitely from like an overall picture standpoint. As far as the learn something new about the hunters, it's did you give the audience or other players who don't know about like the secret stuff with your characters new information, or was there some sort of character growth in that aspect? So
But the question is, would he sacrifice himself for everybody, or was that just for Red?
see, that's where we get to learn new things. So everybody gets to mark 2 experience from this.
Wow, I leveled up.
Yeah, I did too.
I also leveled up.
I think
Wait,
we
so we
all
get-
hit 5.
So it's 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4,
Is it
and then
like-
plus 2. So is it 6 total?
No. So if you answer yes for up to 3 things, it is simply 1 experience.
Okay,
But if
so
you
it's
get
3
all
total.
4 of them, then it's 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys each get to mark 2 XP.
Okay.
And
I
once we
see.
fill all the boxes, that counts as a level up, right?
Yes.
I leveled
Okay.
up.
All right, Miss.
You really
Homework.
messed up a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like
You feel like?
You feel like?
plastic bag.
Drifting through the wind.
Thank you.
The first stage of my operation has begun. Miss, you have so much homework you have to do for my character. I'm sorry.
Oh?
I'm choosing that as my level up.
I know what you're. Okay, I know what you're picking. That's fine.
And they are to be stationed at Middle Tower.
Okay, cool. So with that, we can do the quick few. We can run through the quick ending RP stuff. For anybody who would like to, and then we will be wrapping up stream. Thank you. I will say though, thank you guys for making a super solid first hunt.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
now that everybody knows how to play the game, I can be even ruder to you next time.
I can't wait.
Wonderful.
You'll never be as mean to me as I am to myself.
Yeah, you did blow yourself up.
Yeah, that one happened completely unsolicited.
Don't vor me.
I'm also glad that the very first hunt I managed to get a luck out of a player.
Did you get? Was it early? Did you...
I blew myself up. You think I'm just gonna face check that?
I have
I mean, you should have blown yourself up.
Remember when y'all saw that like 6 or whatever when
Oh,
I took early
yeah.
by himself?
I was like,
yeah.
I know what that's for.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Poor Mr. Sun.
Okay,
Although
I
he
have a
did
bunch
do it
of
to
them.
himself.
My class comes with extra luck. It's fine.
So does mine.
Understandable.
Cool.
We get the devil.
That was fun.
I get to take the monster's move flight.
Nice.
What?
Now you don't have to fly for it. Or now you don't have to roll to fly. Easy.
As far as endgame stuff, I would like to pull Red aside and let her know I'm heading to Celestine, and I'm gonna call Monica, and if Red wants to be there, we can meet her there.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I know the team over there has been working to help the kid, so we'll see how successful they were. And
Cool.
I guess I'll let Monica know the address, and we will head over there to meet with her and her child.
Sounds good to me. You all are the two of you make your way over, and let's run that. So you're grabbing the child and then going to the mom, or you're not actually getting the kid from there, and you're just going to meet the mom in person.
We're gonna meet the mom in person
Okay.
at the actual like hospital they have.
Oh,
on
okay.
site.
Okay. Cool. So you call up Monica, and she worriedly answers, hello?
Hello, is this Monica?
Yes. How may I help you?
Hi, this is Mr. Sun. You met with and spoke with myself and a woman named Red today. We were in the park looking for your child.
And
Fortunately, we found him and he was alive. Though unconscious, we were able to rescue him from the confines of the monster. If you would like, I will text you an address and you can meet us there where your son is being treated.
oh my god. Yes, of course. I will meet you down there as soon as possible.
Please drive safely. See you soon. Badoo.
The two of you get there first, and you are like waiting in the lobby area, and the mother walks in and sees the two of you standing there, and
Noticing a visible lack of fatherly figure coming to check on the son. Interesting. No reason.
The three of
Apparently
you,
he's
I'm
a dad.
assuming, head over to Tommy's room.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. The three of you walk in, and Tommy is doing just fine. Still, he's been in and out of consciousness. The degradation of his legs renders them, for the most part, unusable, but he is very much alive, and that's what really matters. And Monica runs up to her son and like grabs one of his hands and just starts bawling.
Mr. Sun's gonna nudge Red before just like leaving the room.
Leave me here. Like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
I got my satisfaction out of it.
Monica turns and sees that Mr. Sun has left the room, but walks up to Red and like gives Red a big sort of like, I guess, distressed hug. You can tell that she isn't quite herself right now, but she is very, very much happy, and gives Red a hug and just thank you so much for saving Tommy. I don't know what I would have done if it turned out that he was gone.
I have like a shocked expression over my face. like really confused. I don't quite understand everything that is happening right now. But also, after a little moment, I put my hands around her too and be like, "You're welcome. Cherish the life that you have."